It's been 50 years since that landmark Supreme Court ruling, and conservatives in government and in law have been working for 50 years to overturn it. And this is the live reaction now in real time outside the U.S. Supreme Court.
Even the littlest voices rejoice. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show, an hour early edition as we come in for some breaking news coverage to acknowledge a landmark day in United States history. Today, the Supreme Court has returned a ruling on the Roe v. Wade case, the Dobbs case, and Roe v. Wade has been overturned. The strength of this day, this moment in time, will be one that I will remember for the rest of my life. We have a packed show coming for you, going all the way to 3 o'clock today, starting early so that we could bring you this live coverage. The President of the United States will be speaking at 11:30 Central Time on this issue. That is what he is scheduled to do. We will be covering that. We will be having Senator Bob Onder on with us here in about 5 minutes to react to exactly what you heard there. Is abortion illegal in the United States of America now that this ruling has been released? It is not. That is not what this ruling says. It simply states that this issue is returned to state governments and that the states, the United States of America, will be making laws and rules on this particular issue based on the confines of the borders that contain the land in those states. We will speak with State Senator Bob Onder to talk about what does this mean for Missouri? Because Missouri had the foresight and the courage to take action on the possibility that this could happen. We will talk to him about what this means for the pro-life state that is Missouri. And we are going to discuss a bit later in the show, what does this mean for Illinois? What is at stake in this election, both in Missouri and Illinois? In the midterm election and the primary elections that are coming up, the Illinois primary taking place on Tuesday of next week, but early voting is open. You can vote today if you haven't, and you should. And in the state of Missouri on August 2nd, that primary taking place. This ruling is ground shaking in the political world. This ruling is something that will motivate people on both sides of the issue to show up because, folks, we talk on this show about what's going to happen in 2024, who's going to be the nominee. Folks, you have a midterm election happening in about 137 days, I think, where you are going to be electing people to your local governments, your state governments, your state representatives, your state senators. In Illinois, your governor who will sign or not sign the bills that come out of these legislatures. Let's set aside any conversation about 2024 or some of these red wave, blue wave, national scale, whatever's going to happen here in the midterm. Understand that today, your state elected officials on this key issue have never been more important. And when I look at the state of Missouri and my partnership with Vitae Foundation, they have been so ahead of the curve to make sure that anybody who is put into a position where they feel like, I don't know that I can go through this. I think I'm pregnant and I don't have the resources to even find out how. I'm going to handle this situation. I am scared about what my future might bring if I choose to have this baby because it is a choice in this country. The state of Missouri has pushed for its support for these women, pushed in a direction that uplifts these women and helps them in their true time of need. And the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, who we have heard speak on this issue, especially here recently. We know what the state of Illinois' goal, we know what J.B. Pritzker's goal is, especially now. Listen to this.
We're expecting to see people from Missouri, from Kentucky, from Indiana, from Wisconsin, from Iowa, really all the states that touch Illinois. All of them either have already started to restrict women's reproductive rights, or they have trigger laws that will revert them to becoming anti-choice states. But we're also seeing people from as far away as Texas coming to Illinois to exercise their freedoms. And we've, of course, prepared for that, tried to expand the services for people coming to Illinois, because we want them to be able to exercise those rights. And we're going to defend people all across this nation who want to, if they need to get an abortion, they know that they can come to Illinois and they'll be free.
They know that they can come to Illinois and they'll be free. And he's comparing that to the border states, which absolutely includes Missouri. Illinois is taking on its advocacy to be the pro-abortion destination in the country, because states like Missouri have already taken action. Here to talk to us about this, we're so glad to have State Senator Bob Onder on the show with us. Senator, thank you for your time today. I mean, I have to tell you, the overturning of Roe v. Wade, I'm 38 years old. Roe v. Wade is older than I am. I don't know that I believed I would ever see this day. And first, I just want to let you give us your genuine reaction to this moment.
Well, I have to say it is a long time coming. Thank you for having me on. I'm a few years older than you. I remember I was in junior high when when I for the first time saw the pictures of the victims of abortion, and I determined there in my heart I will spend the rest of my life trying to do something about it. And, this is a long time coming. Roe was always very clearly a poorly decided decision. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg agreed with that premise, although she was ardently pro-abortion. And it took all of these years. Pro-lifers played the long game of having the strategy of doing what we could to help women choose life for their unborn children by passing any sensible health and safety regulation that the courts would allow us to do, but also playing the long game of supporting political leaders who would appoint judges that would interpret the law as it was written, not make up some abortion right from whole cloth. So it's really just a momentous day, and really a day that affirms that right to life, which is found in our Constitution and found in our Declaration.
I agree with you. And I sit as an Illinois resident traveling to Missouri 5 days a week to do my job. And it's that easy to traverse from a blue state to a red state. And this is one of those issues where I don't think there could be more stark of a contrast separated by a simple river in politics. What has Missouri done ahead of schedule to prepare for this moment in time and represent pro-life values across the state?
Yes, Roe has been, or rather Missouri has been at the forefront of the pro-life movement even before Roe versus Wade. Missouri doctors and people of faith got involved in the pro-life movement even before Roe. And Missouri was really one of the leaders all throughout history, from the Planned Parenthood v. Danforth case up until the present, in defending innocent human life. But what we really did that is going to make a huge difference almost immediately is that in 2019, as part of the so-called heartbeat bill that, again, protected babies who had heartbeats from abortion, and we prayed and hoped that would be upheld. We also included a provision known as a trigger law. Missouri and 12 other states have trigger laws that say that when Roe versus Wade is overturned, abortion, except in the case of medical emergency, will become illegal in the state of Missouri. Now, of course, the justices did overturn Roe versus Wade today. The next thing that needs to happen is one of three things. Either the attorney general or the governor can issue a proclamation acknowledging the fact that Roe has been overturned, or the General Assembly, the House and the Senate, can do a concurrent resolution announcing the same thing. But I suspect our Attorney General is probably drafting that as we speak. In fact, it probably already is drafted. So the question is whether the governor or the Attorney General do it first. But yes, the trigger law, this ban on abortion that we passed the last week of session in 2019, is likely to go into effect within a matter of days.
Man, I mean,
you got to pinch yourself. I just can't believe it.
When I was, I had set my alarms this morning to make sure that I had one go off at 8:55, because when it was going to be released at 9, I wanted to hear it. And
yes.
we didn't know that it was going to be released today. And I mean, honestly, I'm on vacation next week. I was thinking it was going to naturally be next week. And when I was sitting there and listening to Bill Hemmer on Fox News, as you read it, it was like, for me personally, it just grabbed my heart. And I was more emotional about it than I thought that I would be, because this is so incredibly profound in this movement to save lives, but also as a government elected official, Senator, constitutionally, this is momentous.
Yes, it is momentous. And I will tell you, the many, many, many people who have been part of the pro-life movement, those I have to especially commend my good friends at Missouri Right to Life, who have fought this fight for so many years. They are so maligned, even up until this week, because they refused to endorse politicians who supported funding of Planned Parenthood. They have fought that fight from the very very beginning. Many of us in the General Assembly have shed a lot of blood and a lot of sweat getting these laws in place. I mean, and it wasn't always a partisan issue. I'm, of course, a Republican, but there was a day when pro-life Democrats would fight together with their pro-life Republican colleagues to buck their own leadership in the House and in the Senate, and even to override pro-abortion Democrat governors in order to make incremental progress in this fight for innocent human life. But today wasn't incremental progress. Today was a home run. Today was the big victory that we've been fighting for so many years. And just praise God for allowing this to happen.
Well, Senator Bob Onderon with us right now. The last question I want to ask you, specifically as somebody who is working to make Missouri a better place, a place where people can live and thrive, and I emphasize the word live. I'm known to be soapbox level pro-life on this show and in my life, but I have a very difficult time with this issue when it becomes very judgmental towards these women who are put in this position, because they didn't get there. They did not get there by themselves. Everybody understands that and knows that. And the amount of pressure coming from both sides and judgment is a world of trouble on these women, and they need support. Yes. And these babies need support from people like you in government and your colleagues in government, to make sure that when those babies are brought into life, that they have a fighting chance after they are delivered. What's Missouri doing to support these babies, these women, and adoption?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We have another aspect of the so-called heartbeat bill, House Bill 126 in 2019, that gets talked about a lot less than the trigger law or the heartbeat ban on abortion, is that we vastly expanded the pregnancy care center tax credit for those good organizations like Birthright and Thrive and Our Ladies Inn and others that give women the assistance and the help getting medical care, getting jobs, emotional support to help women choose life for their unborn children. There's no question that this is an extremely difficult decision, and you're right. Women didn't get in this position all by themselves. Heaven knows. the Show Me Healthy Babies law has been in effect for many years, and we renew that every year in our budget. There are a lot of things we have done and that we can continue to do to help women choose life for their unborn children. At the same time, though, we can't have this Missouri law subverted by, let's say, mail order abortions and dangerous chemicals coming through our mail. I don't think we can be funding Planned Parenthood, which merely which pretends to be a health clinic, but whose principal line of business is abortion. I think taxpayers should be protected from being forced to fund Planned Parenthood and indirectly fund abortion. There's no question that there's more work to do, both in the area of supporting women and their children and in continuing to protect life.
Missouri State Senator Bob Onder, I did come up with one more question because I've gotten involved in conversations about this. And, obviously we're talking Roe v. Wade about the right to abort an unborn child. But Nancy Pelosi has already said this today, and this is the chatter among people. They don't even talk about the abortion thing. They say that Republicans are going off after your family planning, your in vitro, your birth control. They want to be involved in all of those decisions. How does Missouri address in vitro, family planning, birth control issues in their pro-life measures?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, that is, strictly hyperbole. There is not a darn thing in the Dobbs decision that in any way threatens birth control, family planning, fertility care, or anything else that Speaker Pelosi is talking about. All that the Dobbs decision does is overturns Roe versus Wade and acknowledges that these very sensitive issues are the province of the legislature in the various states. There's not a thing in Dobbs or a thing in the 2019 heartbeat bill that would in any way interfere with the practice of fertility medicine or doctors prescribing birth control or any of those things.
And you that's what the Dobbs decision says. But what about Missouri legislation? Does that include anything that has to do with in vitro family planning, birth control issues for women?
No. The trigger law that goes into effect right now bans abortion. Abortion is defined as the termination of an established pregnancy. So issues like in vitro fertilization that do have their ethical considerations, that they're not without controversy. They would not be affected by anything in Chapter 188, which is where Missouri abortion law is found.
Missouri State Senator Bob Onder, a momentous day. We are so grateful that you came to speak with us today about this issue.
Yeah, praise God. Thank you.
God. Amen. I had to contain myself. I did put on extra mascara, so I'd slap myself in the face and say, keep it together, Annie Frey. Get it together right now. And we are together, folks. You are listening to the Annie Frey Show, extended coverage on this breaking news day. Roe v. Wade has been overturned at the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Folks, like he said, praise God. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear from the President of the United States in a moment. Stay tuned.
In the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just this good?
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. Decision 2022 is here. Make your voice heard.
They weaponized the science into a political weapon.
Decision 2022. Coverage sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes. Right here, right now on 97.1 FM Talk.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
This hour of the Brian Kilmeade Show is brought to you by Professional Irrigation Systems. Are you envious of your neighbor's lawn? proirrigation.com.
This is Mike Carter. Everyday hardworking Missourians suffer from out-of-control inflation lately. We feel it at the gas pump, often spending an extra $50 or $100 to drive to work. If you've tried to buy a used car or a pickup truck recently, you discovered they are in short supply and you'll end up paying a lot more. Young couples looking to buy a starter home find themselves having to bid above the asking price to have a chance to get their first home. Just feeding your family is harder with grocery bills up almost a third. I'm Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate in the 10th District. As a husband and a father, I know what it takes to provide for your family, working long hours only to see the extra money you made from a raise disappear from inflation. The last thing Missouri families need are higher taxes. You've had to tighten your belt, and state government needs to do the same. As your state senator, I'll make sure you get to keep more of your hard-earned dollars. Go to MikeCarter.com for more information, paid for by Team Mike Carter, Mike Carter Treasurer.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great, because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
Where are you now when darkness seems to win?
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Where are you now when the world is crumbling?
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, where are you now?
Shannon, reading two lines from the opinion here, quote, "There is nothing in the Constitution about abortion, and the Constitution does not implicitly protect the right." Here's another line. "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives."
Bill Hemmer, more reporting there on this momentous day. You are listening to the Annie Frey Show. No, I am not in for Brian Kilmeade. I am not Brian Kilmeade. I am Annie Frey, and I'm generally on here from noon to 3. And we wanted to provide you extra local coverage on this important day where the Supreme Court of the United States has issued its ruling on the Dobbs case that we have been anticipating with bated breath. Roe v. Wade has been overturned. Today is that day. This is real. This is real. It's just, it's incredibly unbelievable, Brad.
It doesn't feel real, does it?
No.
Like
I'm going on vacation next week. This is going to be the best day of my month.
And you know what? I'm happy for this decision. I'm happy that finally we can affect change on this, right? This now throws it back to our state houses, our state senates. We can now affect change on this. This isn't like everybody keeps saying this is like 9 judges deciding women. No, this is 9 judges putting it back to where the people can now decide whether or not abortion should be legal.
9 judges, that was where we were.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the Roe v. Wade decision near 50 years ago did. And now it is up to the states. We just got done speaking with Missouri State Senator Bob Onder. A really great discussion there about what Missouri has done already to prepare for this day. Those trigger laws that you're going to hear people discussing, I will reiterate, Roe v. Wade has been overturned by the Supreme Court of the United States. The issue is returned to the states. The Supreme Court of the United States does not have the ability to make a law that will make abortion illegal. It is returned to the states to be governed as such. And Missouri has taken a very aggressive approach in making sure that they are prepared for this day. I'll tell you what, if you pay attention to J.B. Pritzker, you know that he too has been very vocal on this
issue. A decision to overturn Roe v. Wade does not mean that abortions will stop happening. It just means that in half of the states where their governors and legislatures have declared war on reproductive rights, women will be forced into dangerous and sometimes deadly situations.
Sometimes deadly situations. Don't ruin this day for me, J.B. Pritzker. It's still a good day. Even though I hear your word, and you know why else it's a good day? Because, folks, everybody listening right now, I don't care if you're in Missouri, I don't care if you're in Illinois, if you are in the United States of America right now, you have in November the opportunity to elect people to your local state governments who will make these decisions for you. This is the time. This is the moment. Reflect on who is representing you in your state legislature right now. Look at your state senators. Look at the people who are in the state house and that General Assembly and judge them on their actions before and their words right now and their promises to you and to the pursuit of actual preservation of life in the United States of America, specifically in your state, and vote accordingly. And if this is an issue that impassions you, if this is an issue that gets under your skin and pulls at your heart more than, your pocketbook or your brain when you're trying to fit together all of these different policies or crises that this country is facing, this one wraps its hand right around my heart and says, this is this moment. If that's you, today, look and see who wants to represent you in state government and be active for them. I say this on a regular basis. I know that, folks. But at the same time, I want to emphasize it today. If you have somebody in your Missouri state legislature who has not been vocal on this issue, find out where they stand. If you care about this issue, make sure that you preserve in the legislature in the state of Missouri the supermajority of common sense that exists there. I know there's tons of infighting in the Missouri Republican Party. That is a luxury for you to have. I encourage you to improve it and continue to focus forward. But it is a luxury to have because just a short jaunt across the Mississippi River sits the state of Illinois with a governor who wants to be America's destination for abortion. Imagine campaigning on that. Imagine the amount of money that is going to be spent in the elections between now and November, 137 days from now. Imagine the amount of money that is going to be spent to ensure that if you elect a specific person, they will work to make your state the most pro-abortion destination in the union. And make sure that person gets nowhere near power after this election is over. It's going to take an enormous amount of labor, pun intended, to ensure that you have that positive role in changing history. Property taxes in the state of Illinois are too high. If you look at Missouri, I see on a regular basis concerns that continue to bubble up at the state government, and we talk about them. They're issues that matter. They're important. This one is seismically historical, and you get to be a part of it. The President of the United States is speaking from the White House, and we are going to cover this issue right now, and we are going to hear what the President has to say. You can listen to and follow along with us here on 97.1 FM Talk as we continue to cover this issue, and you can hear what the President has to say, and you can watch and interact with us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and make sure that we are taking each side of this issue, representing each side of this issue as we go throughout this day.
Today is it's not hyperbole to suggest a very solemn moment. Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people that it had already recognized. They didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it. It's a sad day for the court and for the country. 50 years ago, Roe v. Wade was decided and has been the law of the land since then. This landmark case protected women's right to choose, her right to make intensely personal decisions with her doctor, free from the interference of politics. It reaffirmed basic principles of equality, that women have the power to control their own destiny, and it reinforced a fundamental right of privacy, the right of each of us to choose how to live our lives. Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk. As chairman and ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, as vice president and now as president of the United States, I've studied this case carefully. I've overseen more Supreme Court confirmations than anyone today, where this case was always discussed. I believe Roe v. Wade was the correct decision as a matter of constitutional law and application of the fundamental right to privacy and liberty in matters of family and personal autonomy. It was a decision on a complex matter that drew a careful balance between a woman's right to choose earlier in her pregnancy and the state's ability to regulate later in her pregnancy. A decision with broad national consensus that most Americans of faith and backgrounds found acceptable, that had been the law of the land for most of the lifetime of Americans today. And it was a constitutional principle upheld by justices appointed by Democrat and Republican presidents alike. Roe v. Wade was a 7-2 decision, written by a justice appointed by a Republican president, Richard Nixon. In the 5 decades that followed Roe v. Wade, justices appointed by Republican presidents from Eisenhower, Nixon, and Reagan, George W. Bush, were among the justices who voted to uphold the principles set forth in Roe v. Wade. It was 3 justices named by one president, Donald Trump, who were the core of today's decision to upend the scales of justice and eliminate a fundamental right for women in this country. Make no mistake, this decision is a culmination of a deliberate effort over decades to upset the balance of our law. It's a realization of an extreme ideology and a tragic error by the Supreme Court, in my view. The court has done what it has never done before, expressly take away a constitutional right that is so fundamental to so many Americans that had already been recognized. The court's decision to do so will have real and immediate consequences. State laws banning abortion are automatically taking effect today, jeopardizing the health of millions of women, some without exceptions. So extreme that women could be punished for protecting their health. So extreme that women and girls were forced to bear their rapist's child. With the child, a consequence. It just stuns me. So extreme that doctors will be criminalized for fulfilling their duty to care. Imagine having a young woman have to carry the child of incest as a consequence of incest. No option. Too often the case. The poor women are going to be hit the hardest. It's cruel. In fact, the court laid out state laws criminalizing abortion that go back to the 1800s as rationale. The court literally taking America back 150 years. This is a sad day for the country, in my view. But it doesn't mean the fight's over. Let me be very clear and unambiguous. The only way we can secure a woman's right to choose, the balance that existed, is for Congress to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade as federal law. No executive action from the president can do that. And if Congress, as it appears, lacks the votes to do that now, voters need to make their voices heard. This fall, we must elect more senators and representatives who will codify women's right to choose into federal law once again. Elect more state leaders to protect this right at the local level. We need to restore the protections of Roe as law of the land. We need to elect officials who will do that. This fall, Roe is on the ballot. Personal freedoms are on the ballot. The right to privacy, liberty, equality, they're all on the ballot. Until then, I will do all of my power to protect a woman's right in states where they will face the consequences of today's decision. While the court's decision cast a dark shadow over a large swath of the land, many states in this country still recognize a woman's right to choose. So, if a woman lives in a state that restricts abortion, the Supreme Court's decision does not prevent her from traveling from her home state to the state that allows it. It does not prevent a doctor in that state from treating her. As the Attorney General has made clear, women must remain free to travel safely to another state to seek care they need. My administration will defend that bedrock right. If any state or local official, high or low, tries to interfere with a woman's exercising her basic right to travel, I will do everything in my power to fight that deeply un-American attack. My administration will also protect a woman's access to medications that are approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, like contraception, which is essential for preventative health care, mifepristone, which the FDA approved 20 years ago to safely end early pregnancies and is commonly used to treat miscarriages. Some states are saying that they'll try to ban or severely restrict access to these medications. But extremist governors and state legislators are looking to block the mail or search a person's medicine cabinet or control a woman's actions by tracking data on her apps she uses are wrong and extreme and out of touch with the majority of Americans. The American Medical Association, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists wrote to me and Vice President Harris stressing that these laws are not based on evidence and asking us to act to protect access to care. They say by limiting access to these medicines, maternal mortality will climb in America. That's what they say. Today, I'm directing the Department of Health and Human Services to take steps to ensure these critical medications are available to the fullest extent possible. And the politicians cannot interfere in the decisions that should be made between a woman and her doctor. And my administration will remain vigilant as the implications of this decision play out. I've warned about how this decision risks the broader right to privacy for everyone. That's because Roe recognized the fundamental right to privacy that has served as a basis for so many more rights that we've come to take for granted, that are ingrained in the fabric of this country. The right to make the best decisions for your health. The right to use birth control, a married couple in the privacy of their bedroom, for God's sake. The right to marry the person you love. Justice Thomas said as much today. He explicitly called to reconsider the right of marriage equality, the right of couples to make their choices on contraception. This extreme and dangerous path the court is now taking us on. Let me close with 2 points. First, I call on everyone, no matter how deeply they care about this decision, to keep all protests peaceful. Peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. No intimidation. Violence is never acceptable. Threats, and intimidation are not speech. We must stand against violence in any form, regardless of your rationale. Second, I know so many of us are frustrated and disillusioned that the court has taken something away that's so fundamental. I know so many women are now going to face incredibly difficult situations. I hear you. I support you. I stand with you. The consequences and the consensus of the American people, core principles of equality, liberty, dignity, and the stability of the rule of law demand that Roe should not have been overturned. With this decision, the conservative majority of the Supreme Court shows how extreme it is, how far removed they are from the majority of this country. They've made the United States an outlier among developed nations in the world. But this decision must not be the final word. My administration will use all of its appropriate lawful powers, but Congress must act. And with your vote, you can act. You can have the final word. This is not over. Thank you very much. More to say this in weeks to come. Thank you.
Supreme Court of the United States has issued its ruling on the Dobbs case. Roe v. Wade has been overturned. We are covering this an hour early, an extended Annie Frey show here. A quick break right now, and we're going to come back. Ryan's in studio with us. In the 12 o'clock hour, we have Hans von Spakovsky, our legal expert with the Heritage Foundation, to tell us legally what does this mean at 12:07. And lots more to come on the Annie Frey show. A great Friday. I'm so honored to be able to spend it with you. Stream us on the Odyssey app, and be sure to pop into the Annie Frey YouTube channel, where we also are streaming live. More in a minute. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
I'm Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group. I'm proud to say we are a family business. Through innovative financial tools, my nephew Bob and I are committed to making sure your retirement nest egg is kept safe from market declines. As a matter of fact, we have never lost a dime of our clients' money, and we won't lose any of yours either.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, and the secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. As we look ahead at the likelihood of increasing volatility in the market, it's important that you protect your nest egg from market losses, as that's the engine that drives your retirement income.
Our family would like to help your family retire comfortably and keep your retirement safe and secure. Call us now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 36 years. Call us now, 314-993-9494, or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
At Closet Factory, our designs are as unique as your needs. Let us create the closet or storage system of your dreams. I'm Cassie Alsbach from Closet Closet Factory. We're a family-owned business and the most trusted custom closet provider in St. Louis. We offer an unlimited product range to fit any area of your home. At Closet Factory, we help organize your life with custom storage that's designed and built around you. Go to closetfactory.com or call us at 314-961-4300 to schedule your free design consultation and explore the art of organization.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code MONEY.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I stretch my hands out to the sky. We dance with monsters through the night. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now.
And the court essentially says today that Roe and Casey are gone. It says, we end this opinion where we began. Abortion presents a profound moral question. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. Roe and Casey arrogated that authority. We now overrule those decisions and return that authority to the people and their elected representatives. The judgment of the Fifth Circuit reversed and remanded for further proceedings. So Roe and Casey, officially, this vote is out.
Shannon Bream reporting for Fox News as this was breaking. This is just such an incredible day. And, I want to say something real quick here. I'm going to get to Ryan. We got just a couple minutes. We're going to go into the normal Annie Frey Show here on the other side of the noon hour. But, folks, this is a win for life. This is also an issue that divides people everywhere you go. And I want to tell you today, and I'm going to talk more about this in the next hour in the rest of the show here, that this is still a supreme moment for kindness. If you feel like your side won today, know that there is a side that felt like it lost today. Don't use this opportunity to remind them that they lost. Use this as an opportunity to show why you're happy that what you've been advocating for has won. There's a huge difference there. Ryan, thanks for stopping in here as we started a little bit earlier. We're going to have kind of a crazy show going forward. We got Hans von Spakovsky coming at 12:07, but wow, what a day.
Well, it's a new age. Listen to the president talk. We are now talking about a new era in American politics that we haven't seen on this issue for 50 years. And all of our lifetimes, we have never seen this be a state's issue. Now it's a state's issue. Now there are bigger debates. There are local debates that are going to be happening. Not that we've never had local debates before, but there's so much more on the line when you talk about, right here in St. Louis, you're talking about two very different states who are going to be handling this differently, and the debate will rage on, and it's going to change. And the president kind of highlighted some of those arguments that we're going to be hearing.
I think that, as I said before, and I just am going to reiterate this till I'm blue in the face, red in the face, pay attention to your state legislatures. It's fun and it's dramatic to talk about who's going to run for president in 2024. Who is your state representative?
Big deal.
Who is your state senator? You need to know this right now. And for Illinois, you elect your governor in the midterm. Missouri, yours has 2 years left. Governor Parson is there. But in the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, I've played several clips from him and will continue to do so on this show. If you have any idea what Illinois wants to be in the future, if you think that Illinois is the most pro-abortive state, which I believe it is right now, just hold on. Hold on tight. Because if the Democrats continue to take this in the direction they have been, it's going to get massively worse.
Any abortion is illegal right now where we're standing in Missouri.
Their heartbeat law is there. It is unbelievable. Thank you, Missouri, for being prepared for that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to cover more of this. We're going to get the law side of it, the constitutional side with Hans von Spakovsky right around the corner. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and give us your reaction. We'll be right back.
This is Mike Carter. It's ridiculous the United States had to use the military to airlift in baby formula from overseas, or that our car plants like GM and Wentzville and Toyota and Lincoln County have to slow production for microchips to come from China. I'm Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate, and I'm ready to help bring manufacturing jobs home. We need to encourage critical products to be manufactured here in the United States and bring those jobs to Missouri. Bringing manufacturing back home reduces transportation costs, supply chain problems, and reduces the risk of China being able to use that dependence as a weapon. We also need to do a better job of promoting all our state has to offer. Let's help our businesses and industries to expand, make it easy for new business startups, and help our tremendous agricultural industry with better farm-to-market, roads, bridges, and inland port facilities. As your state senator, I'll launch a Make It in Missouri initiative because America can't continue to rely on China. Go to MikeCarter.com or MakeItInMissouri.com, paid for by Team Mike Carter Treasurer.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
This is a Fox News alert. No more constitutional protections for abortion. I'm Rich Dennison. The Supreme Court today ending federal protection for women seeking abortions with a conservative majority overturning the landmark Roe v. Wade case that's been in effect for nearly half a century.
It's a sad day for the court and for the country.
President Biden a short time ago commenting on the decision from the White House.
Let me be very clear and unambiguous. The only way we can secure a woman's right to choose and the balance that existed is for Congress to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade as federal law.
The White House has been exploring options for the president to take executive action to safeguard abortion rights, but his options are limited. The president says his administration will work to protect women's rights to travel to states where abortions are legal and for access to medication that can terminate pregnancies. About 13 states have laws on the books now that will ban or criminalize abortions now that Roe v. Wade is overturned.
Missouri's Attorney General Eric Schmidt is now enforcing his state's full-on abortion ban, which had been a law in waiting, essentially. Some of these states are using laws on the books pre-Roe, but had been suspended. States will individually assert what their rules on pregnancy termination will be going forward.
Fox's Evan Brown. Today's Supreme Court ruling also upholds Mississippi's law banning abortions after 15 weeks. While many states are working on bans, several governors say they will work with their legislatures to ensure reproductive rights are guaranteed at the state level. Large demonstrations have arisen across the country in the wake of this morning's Supreme Court decision. Large crowds of both pro-choice and pro-life demonstrators have been seen in the nation's capital, New York, Los Angeles, and several other cities throughout the country. America's listening to Fox News.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
That summer feel makes a slow comeback on this Friday afternoon. Partly sunny skies with an increase in humidity, 90 to 95 degrees for the high. Most of the afternoon, we're hanging around 90. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, quite humid.
upper 80s this evening, 73 for the low. Saturday, summertime, partly sunny, hot and humid, maybe a spot storm. 100. Sunday, though, partly sunny, cooler, less humid, 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The big Illinois primary is Tuesday, where the Republican candidate for governor will be decided.
Day one.
Listen to 97.1 Tuesday for a day of coverage and Wednesday for discussion about the results and what they mean. Decision 2022 coverage, sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes. Are you ready to decide? Right here, right now, on 97.1 FM Talk.
We are the United States of America. We've got to start acting united.
Your place for primary coverage.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Premium protection from whatever Mother Nature sends our way. Our exterior coatings are designed to last longer, be stronger, and protect your most valuable asset, your home, business, or church. We manufacture, sell, and install for peace of mind for getting the total Rhino Shield experience. 17 years experience maintaining our A+ rating reflects our commitment to our customers and our employees' families. We say what we do and we do what we say. We're on a mission to elevate the expectation of exterior coatings, one business, condo, church at a time. We do flat and sloped roofs to extend their lives too. Call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. You know what we did there. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Tax hikers, Chicago politicians, and rhinos are lining up to defeat conservative Jennifer Cordy in the 112th district race in Illinois. Don't believe their desperate lies. Jennifer Cordy is a mother who got involved in politics to take on Pritzker and speak up for parental rights. Jennifer Cordy has strong family ties to Madison County. She is one of us and will fight to cut taxes and put families first. Say no to the corrupt establishment by voting for Jennifer Cordy on June 28th.
Paid for by Citizens for Jennifer Corky.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great, because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
When you discover a new favorite bottle of Cabernet or bourbon at Total Wine, you'll discover a whole lot more. So explore the wondrous selection and totally low prices at TotalWine.com, where you'll love what you find. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Tony La Russa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
There's a music station that fits your taste at Odyssey.com. Download the app for instant access to hundreds of music stations and listen live to 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey app. Download it or stream from 971talk.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Today, the Republican-controlled Supreme Court has achieved their dark, extreme goal of ripping away a woman's right to make their own reproductive health decisions. because of Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, and the Republican Party, their supermajority in the Supreme Court. American women today have less freedom than their mothers. With Roe and their attempt to destroy it, radical Republicans are charging ahead with their crusade to criminalize health freedom. In the Congress, be aware of this. The Republicans are plotting a nationwide abortion ban. They cannot be allowed to have a majority in the Congress to do that.
Well, that's the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, with her politically charged, as is her responsibility, reaction to today's momentous breaking news. The Supreme Court of the United States has issued its ruling in the Dobbs case and has overturned Roe v. Wade. Is abortion now illegal anywhere in the United States? Is this something that has been done by Republicans who are in control? Is this an unconstitutional endeavor by the Supreme Court? What does this mean going forward? Well, those are all questions that we want to pull the politics out of and ask our favorite legal expert, Hans von Spakovsky, with the Heritage Foundation. Hans, it is an incredible day here for us on the Annie Frey Show, and having you here to give us the constitutional expertise that you always bring is a real pleasure. Thank you for being here today, Hans.
Well, sure. Thanks for having me. And, you know, listening to Nancy Pelosi, who knows nothing about the law, and listening to the hysterical criticism of this makes you realize how much folks on the left want the Supreme Court to act like a legislative body. Well, that's not what it is. It's a court, and its duty is not to make up policy. And look, this decision was exactly right. And look, one of the things that Kavanaugh said in his concurring opinion was, look, this case had nothing to do with the morality of abortion or the policies concerning abortion. The only issue was, what does the Constitution of the U.S. say about abortion? And the Constitution says nothing. It doesn't take any sides on it whatsoever. And so what the court said is, look, we're overturning Roe versus Wade, which set out all these rules, hard to understand rules on when abortion was allowed and when it wasn't, which the court in 1970, they just made it up. I mean, they acted as if they were a super Congress and they could do this. And what did they do? They took it away from the states. Annie, look, the Roe decision was probably the most anti-democratic decision by a court in the last 100 years.
Didn't Ruth
Why?
Bader
Because
Ginsburg say so? I mean, wasn't that like a Ginsburg opinion on the matter as well?
Yeah, I think it was. Because look, up until that time, up until 1973, the rule on abortion was determined by each state. So look, if you live in a liberal state and people there think you ought to have very extensive rights to an abortion, well, they can talk to their state legislators, and their state legislators can put that in. If you live in a state like Mississippi that's more conservative and the public thinks abortion should be restricted, then you could put in a state law that will do that. You can read the entire Constitution. There's nothing in there about abortion, and the federal government had never, in the entire history of the United States, involved itself in this issue. All that decision did was take it away from the states. And look, the best statement in this whole long decision is the authority to regulate abortion is returned to the people and their elected representatives. So again, this idea that, oh my God, abortion is now banned across the United States, wrong. What the court said is, people in New York, you decide what the rule is going to be in your state. People of California, where Pelosi is a member of Congress, you decide what the rule should be in your state. And the folks in Mississippi have the same right to decide what the rules will be in their state. Isn't that the way our democratic process is supposed to work?
You would think so. And it just seems to be in, unfortunately, rare form these days. We're speaking with Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, on the landmark ruling coming from the Supreme Court that the Dobbs decision has been ruled upon and Roe v. Wade has been overturned. You know, I think about what this means. And when it comes, when it's no longer the federal ruling, Roe v. Wade, and it does go to the states. Here I sit in St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri had a trigger law in place. And Illinois has a governor who's talking about how they want to be the destination for abortions in the United States. To me, it seems like a new legal issue to say that a fetus that's on the west side of the Mississippi River has a right to life that one on the east side of the Mississippi River does not. How is that litigated?
Well, under the current law, there's no federal law on this. So there's no federal law, there's no federal statute passed by Congress that says what the rules should be all across the country. So under the decision today, it's going to be up to each state to make this decision, and that's the way it'll be until and unless Congress tries to pass a national bill on this, assuming that they have some basis on which to do that.
Is it so? I mean, that seems like it's the natural conclusion. I don't know what the timeline is, but the natural conclusion is we have to determine if and when an unborn child is in fact human life, because don't we have a right to life in the United States of America?
Well, I certainly think so, and I would hope other people think so. But all the protesters in Washington that are around the Supreme Court, I've seen and heard them on my way to and from work. They don't think so. I mean, they celebrate the right to kill life in the womb. I mean, it's just really shocking to see the things they say and the way they act as if this is something wonderful.
It's horrifying. Hans von Spakovsky with us right now. What is the process then that happens next? I mean, is it something that finds its way into the court system again? If there were to be like we have right now, a Democrat majority in the House, a Democrat control in the Senate, and a president who would sign it, and they want to make a law that says that you can abort a child up until birth. Is there ever a time where in the legal system, in the court system, we have to adjudicate when life begins?
Yes, that could happen, because if Democrats in Congress, Democratic president passed a federal law like that, what would happen is states like Mississippi and Texas would sue, saying that that Congress doesn't have any authority in the Constitution to pass a law on this issue that goes across the country. They would probably defend it, saying, well, under the Commerce Clause, Congress has the power to do it. I don't know how the court would come out on that, given their decision in today's case, which, by the way, is a very long case, over 200 pages. I have my serious doubts that the Supreme Court would say that Congress has the authority to do something about that. Because remember, the biggest statement they make is we're returning this decision to where it was before Roe, which is state governments and state legislatures.
Hans, I'm trying to think to myself of a comparable right that is subjective based on the state that you're in, because as you're reiterating here, that this is now subjective to state law. So what takes place in Missouri and what takes place in Illinois will certainly be very different. But I'm trying to think of a different right that an American citizen, which is to say a human being in this country, another right that is comparable on a human level that has that same sort of subjectivity based on geolocation at that given moment. And the only thing that I can think of is a prior, no longer, thank God, example of where other humans were deemed less human at a different time. And we have court cases that said absolutely not. Is there something comparable to you on a human level where a human can have one right in one state and not in another?
Well, I mean, the area of drugs and prostitution. Prostitution, I don't think prostitution should be legalized. I think it's something that's horrible and degrading and damaging to women, but that's entirely up to states to decide. If a state wanted to make prostitution legal, as I think some places in Nevada have, they have the ability to do that. It's not a federal issue. The same thing with with illicit drug use. Some states have acted to make, for example, use of marijuana legal. And again, that's in many ways a state issue. There are federal drug laws that govern drugs going from one state to another. But I mean, there are a number of issues that affect the quality of life that are decided by the state. I'm not sure. I mean, abortion certainly is a more serious one because you're actually talking about loss of life. But remember, the death penalty is another issue just like that. You can murder someone in some states and you'll be in prison for the rest of your life. In other states, you murder someone and you may be executed for it. Again, that's decided by the state.
I think that's a good comparison. Hans, one last question before we let you go. I want to get your thoughts on the breakdown of this decision, especially Chief Justice Roberts' kind of individual weighing in on this issue. What do you make of the 9 justices and how they delivered their thoughts on the issue?
Well, Thomas concurred in the opinion, and so did Kavanaugh, although Kavanaugh wrote a separate opinion just to say that, again, this case wasn't about how you view abortion. It was simply about whether the Constitution has anything to say about it. Roberts wrote an interesting opinion in which he didn't join the opinion, but he concurred in the judgment. And he basically said he thought the Mississippi law that was at issue was okay without having to go as far as the court did. The 3 dissenters, the 3 liberal justices, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan, wrote a joint opinion. And that opinion is very revealing because the entire opinion is about abortion as a policy, how necessary it is for the equality of women, blah, 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 blah. There's almost no discussion whatsoever of is there a constitutional basis for the Supreme Court of the United States to have any say-so over this at all. And that dissenting opinion tells you how absolutely weak their case is, because their opinion on abortion, again, it's not based on the rule of law.
Hans, an important day, an incredibly important day in our nation's history, and having you and your expertise on with us, we're grateful for it. And we look forward to continuing to follow this, because I'd imagine state by state by state, this issue is only going to, if it's even possible, heighten in intensity from here on out. So we always appreciate having you on with us. Thank you, Hans.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll do it again very soon. Senior Legal Fellow, Heritage Foundation, Hans von Spakovsky. As you have heard, if you're just tuning in right now, I want to make sure that you know the news. Supreme Court of the United States has overturned Roe v. Wade in the ruling on the Dobbs decision 5-4, and it is a momentous occasion for this country. Almost 50 years of abortion at the federal level, essentially being provided these rights through an activist ruling in 1973, and that has been overturned today, June 24th, 2022. A quick break. When we come back, Robert C. Cahaly is going to be with us. He's the chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group. And we're going to talk to him about this Illinois primary for governor. Man, does this make a big difference now? Does this even weigh heavier on your heart and your soul? When you look at the direction that the state of Illinois is going in, the current governor, J.B. Pritzker, he's promising to do everything in his power, and probably then some, based on what we know from this governor, to make Illinois the destination for abortion services in the country. Let's make sure he never has access to that. And let's find out who's winning that race right now that will culminate on Tuesday with Robert C. Cahaly, chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group, in just a minute. We'll be right back.
You gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see. Nobody but Jesus.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Nobody but Jesus.
Second Amendment Radio is a staple of solid firearm information on 97.1 every weekend, Saturday from 3 to 4, and Sunday from noon to 1. It's Second Amendment Radio and the great outdoors. 97.1 FM Talk.
This is Mike Carter. Everyday hardworking Missourians suffer from out-of-control inflation lately. We feel it at the gas pump, often spending an extra $50 or $100 to drive to work. If you've tried to buy a used car or a pickup truck recently, you discovered they are in short supply and you'll end up paying a lot more. Young couples looking to buy a starter home find themselves having to bid above the asking price to have a chance to get their first home. Just feeding your family is harder with grocery bills up almost a third. I'm Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate in the 10th District. As a husband and a father, I know what it takes to provide for your family, working long hours only to see the extra money you made from a raise disappear from inflation. The last thing Missouri families need are higher taxes. You've had to tighten your belt, and state government needs to do the same. As your state senator, I'll make sure you get to keep more of your hard-earned dollars. Go to MikeCarter.com for more information, paid for by Team Mike Carter, Mike Carter Treasurer.
This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional. Lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues. 314-993-1800, windowworld.com.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937.
When did elections become a game? Like hide and seek for grown-ups. Tricky grown-ups. Look at Rodney Davis. Do you ever hear Davis talk about his votes to send your tax dollars to Planned Parenthood? True. Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood. 4 times. 4 times Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood, the biggest abortion provider in the country. You won't find that on his campaign website. See? Hide and seek. There's more. Davis once bragged, quote, "I can't wait to work with Nancy Pelosi." And then Davis voted with Pelosi 1,077 times. Rodney Davis, you know his game. Davis talks like a Republican here and votes like a Democrat in Washington. Paid for by Conservative Outsider PAC, copac.us, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Conservative Outsider PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The most exciting jewelry buying opportunity is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Pick any jewelry piece, pay nothing down, and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. Imagine that $4,000 eternity band for only $67 a month, or that $8,000 engagement ring, just $135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase price, even the tax. Don't miss this limited time opportunity for the lowest payments ever on fine jewelry. But hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Get details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com. On approved credit.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Cherrytree.com. I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
I think I finally found my hallelujah.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Now all my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It is good to be alive right about now. No pun intended. No, lots of pun intended right there. Absolutely. You were listening to the Annie Frey Show. started an hour early today to cover the breaking news of the release of the Supreme Court ruling on the Dobbs decision. Roe v. Wade has been overturned, and we've been covering that throughout the course of the day. We spoke earlier with State Senator Bob Onder in Missouri to talk about their 6-week ban that they have already put in place and what that means for the state of Missouri. We're going to continue to talk about this issue. For the majority of the show, we're going to do their Friday stuff as well. But this makes, now more than ever, these midterm elections coming up even more important, because your state legislatures are now going to be making the laws that your state will follow on these abortion services. And also, who signs those laws? Well, the governor does. And in the state of Illinois right now, J.B. Pritzker has made the point that he wants to be one of the destinations for abortion in the country.
We're expecting to see people from Missouri, from Kentucky, from Indiana, from Wisconsin, from Iowa, really all the states that touch Illinois. All of them either have already started to restrict women's reproductive rights, or they have trigger laws that will revert them to becoming anti-choice states. But we're also seeing people from as far away as Texas coming to Illinois to exercise their freedoms. And we've, of course, prepared for that, tried to expand the services for people coming to Illinois, because we want them to be able to exercise those rights. And we're going to defend people all across this nation who want to, if they need to get an abortion, they know that they can come to Illinois and they'll be free.
They want to know, that's what the current governor, who is running again, wants people to know about what Illinois has to offer. Now, there are quite a few people who are challenging J.B. Pritzker in the Illinois primary, which culminates on Tuesday. Early voting is open right now. But they want to be the governor of Illinois, and they need that nomination from the Republican Party. And we've been covering this very closely, but we are excited to welcome onto the show again Robert C. Cahaly, the chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group. The TrafalgarGroup.org is the website where you can view the information we're going to talk about. Robert, thank you for coming back on the show to discuss the Illinois primary that is upon us. We're really grateful that you're here today.
Well, it's always good to talk about what's going on in Illinois with the quite a contested little governor's race there. I heard your segment before, and I just keep thinking, I hear governors from Florida talking about comfort tourism and Michigan talking about pure Michigan. I guess Pritzker's going to start doing come visit us to have an abortion ads.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of room, because I got to tell you I'm an Illinois resident myself, live across the river in Illinois from St. Louis, where I'm sitting right now, and people are fleeing this state. So much so that Citadel, which is a huge company in the state of Illinois, Ken Griffin is the owner of that. He is picking up shop and taking it to Miami, to Florida, to one of those places, those destinations that you listed. So there's trouble in Illinois, and it doesn't matter where your political walk is. Everybody in Illinois understands this, and you've taken the time to poll these races in the state of Illinois. And I want to speak first about that governor race. What is the sentiment that you found in this race? Are people interested, and who are they supporting?
Well, we found that considering how small of a Republican primary this has been a tremendous amount of money spent. I don't think there's been this disproportionate spending in a primary anywhere in the country, considering you'll probably have less than 1 million people vote. But yeah, we see a lot of interest and a lot of enthusiasm have come certainly behind Bailey and earlier on a little bit more with Urban, but now Bailey seems to have gotten a great deal of momentum. And there's people who are asking some questions about Urban. I believe there were some ads that came from the current governor trying to support Urban. It was just very weird, some of the stuff we were picking up.
Yeah. That has been the thing that people who generally consider us to be a destination for information on Illinois political issues, especially in Southern Illinois, being across the river from St. Louis, is there's so much disinformation that is out there, so many negative ads. It's very hard to put your finger on what is actually true. Have you seen that the Darren Bailey campaign has had a surge here as of late then?
Yeah, obviously there's been a great deal of money spent, and money moves votes. It just does. And so what I would tell you is my perception, having looked at this race for a while, is it kind of reminds me of the way that you saw a Kerry Lake or a Mastriano in Pennsylvania, that Bailey started as kind of the grassroots guy who was competitive because of grassroots, and then all of a sudden there was money. And when you take money and grassroots, I mean, that is the fast growth formula in politics. And so I think he's kind of emerged as more than just a grassroots choice, but now with some of the independent spending that's going on, it is giving him kind of jet fuel at this point.
That's a really, really interesting take on it, because I mean, Illinois, from what I'm gathering, just watching the news coverage on it, and I'd love to tap into your polling expertise. We're speaking with Robert C. Cahaley, who's the chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group. When you see active grassroots, you cited a few other races around the country, and you do put money behind it, that can mean something in the primary. What does it mean next after maybe it's Darren Bailey who comes out of here with his grassroots movement? Does that continue to grow and flourish, or does the money coming in from the Pritzker side, which is going to be potentially unprecedented, does that squash that grassroots effort down?
Well, money in a primary and money in a general are very different. Money in the general election is much more of an ideological choice versus a preference. And money is more effective it's like if you're sitting on the 50-yard line and you got somebody playing a saxophone in one end zone and somebody with a full orchestra playing in the other, the louder one is the one you hear, because you don't really have a preference. It's just which one gets your attention, which is why money is so effective in a primary. But once you get to a general election, it means choosing much more based on an ideology and the direction that you want for the state and the country. And so there's only you saw how much Hillary Clinton outspent Trump. Money doesn't matter as much in a general election when the issues are that clear and when there's this kind of dissatisfaction. Just as there was some dissatisfaction in 2018 with the Republicans, a lot of Democrats won. I think you'll see in 2022, as it was in 2020, there's such great dissatisfaction with the Democrats that you're going to see Republicans winning, and it's going to overlap. These national trends, we're seeing them move into these state races, because now, you used to say, okay, immigration is not a state issue. Well, now that it involves opioids and enforcement, it kind of is. And, we saw incredible attention to governors and the power that governors have at COVID. There was great attention on this, and people realized how much they can restrict your life. And then certainly violence is a real problem. And then certainly anything to do with regulating the economy. I saw a bit about the gas pump stickers. So I think that Illinois is a blue state, but every now and then blue states can go a little bit pink, especially when it's a perfect storm. And this is putting together as very much that kind of perfect storm type year.
Man, I have to say, we watched that Virginia election, which is an unusual election situation with so much national attention on a race in a year like 2021. But a lot of Illinoisans were looking at the blue state of Virginia saying, I wonder if that enthusiasm can actually make it to a blue state like Illinois. To follow up on what you were just speaking there, I mean, how blue does a state or a district have to be in order to feel safe in this coming midterm?
Well, I would say it has to be pretty blue. When you've got people in Washington State seriously considering whether they want to reelect Patty Murray, when you've got states that are so solidly blue as Colorado, and some Republicans having a real chance, and you even see more competitive races in a New Hampshire. I mean, that tells you there's something going on, and you've just got a wholesale rejection. I mean, I always grew up and watched the Democrat Party be the smart party, and they were the ones who were involved in incrementalism, and they made changes slowly. And it was like they were playing chess and the Republicans were playing checkers. And then all of a sudden, after this 2020 election, they just started making huge moves without the electoral mandate to do so. And it's not characteristic of the smart Democrat Party I grew up watching. And so they've overplayed. And right now what people tell us is that this party seems concerned with things that they're not worried about. Green New Deal, which pronouns people use, and all kind of other stuff that's not important to their daily lives. And they are ignoring things like the price of gas, the porous border, the national security issues, rampant inflation, paying people not to work. So they see government as getting involved in everything it doesn't need to be in, and not being involved where they need it, and especially in Illinois as it relates to crime and kind of the backing off of law enforcement. And it all creates these factors that I think you're going to see play out very, very strongly in the state, where it's going to be a clear battle of ideas. These are not going to be two people who agree on everything.
You're saying all the things that I just think are hitting bullseye with the way that I communicate with people here on my show, the frustrations people have regardless of political party. Most people are just annoyed at politics right now, and they realize in their daily lives that something really needs to change moving forward, because this is not a sustainable American lifestyle that people are being told they have to live right now. You know, last question for you. We're speaking with Robert C. Cahaly. He's the chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group, which you can learn more about at thetrafalgargroup.org. In your polling in Illinois, you polled the governor's race, you polled the Senate race. Do you believe, and I don't know if you have the data to determine this or not, but do you believe that J.B. Pritzker could be vulnerable in his reelection bid this November?
Yes. I think that anything is possible this November. I think that there's an excellent chance. I mean, this state has elected Republican governors before, and I would argue the environment was never as good as it is right now in the last 20 years. And I wouldn't, depending upon what the Republicans do, I wouldn't say Tammy Duckworth is a lock either. My numbers show me that Dick Durbin has a much stronger base than does Duckworth. So whereas Durbin was very strong last time, I think he'd be strong this time. Duckworth just doesn't have the same strength.
Whew. I'm going to just record. I'm going to download this podcast of our interview and just listen to it on a daily basis. Robert C. Cahaly, you continue doing what you're doing. We're going to be continuing to following specifically your research, your polling on Illinois and also Missouri, because that Missouri Senate race is definitely something that we're totally keyed in on. Do you have any more information on that race or coming up?
Yeah, we're going to have some more stuff on that race in the next week or so. But I tell you, that one is very interesting. You have a Republican leading who has the hardest time beating the Democrats in Greitens, and then you have the two right behind him, two Republicans who either one could easily dispense with the Democrats. So it's a very strange situation that the leading Republican is the weakest Republican, and the other two would easily defeat the Democrats. And so there's a lot. I think that all these races, I wouldn't be shocked to see President Trump weigh in on that Senate race in Missouri before it's all said and done. And, I wouldn't be shocked to see President Trump weigh in on some things in Illinois in the next couple of days.
Man, I agree with that. Robert C. Cahaly, a true pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, y'all have a great weekend.
Yep, you as well. The chief pollster and founder of the Trafalgar Group, online at thetrafalgargroup.com. Excuse me, the TrafalgarGroup.org. I was telling myself the whole time, .org. Say it's .org. And while I'm saying it to myself, I'm just babbling.com out there. It's the TrafalgarGroup.org. What did he say about Trump coming in a few days, saying something about Illinois? I got something to say about that. We'll wait. I don't know. Let's talk about it in the 1 o'clock hour. I'm going to push that off just a little bit. Stuff's happening, folks, and I'm excited to be able to talk to you about that very shortly. Stick around. We have a little more Annie Frey show left in this hour. I think Ryan's coming back in the studio with us, and we have, what is that? Is that Steak and Shake? That's the Shakes?
That's the Shakes.
The Steak and Shakes are here. At 1 o'clock, our friend Brian, is he out there? Brian's out there, and this is like a whole saga. Is this like a 10-day long saga, or is it? No, it might be 2 weeks.
This is the fulfillment of a lot of dreams.
Oh, the culmination of our existence. This all started with us being a little judgy on the air and getting called to task, and it's a very happy story that ends with a big box of shakes that Brad's holding right now. There's more food out there. Okay. We're going to talk to Brian and Steak and Shake, and we're going to get that done. I'm pretty excited about it. I know you're excited about it.
It's the only reason I came into work today.
Food.
And then all of a sudden, all this is happening. So
the cherry
what a
on
day.
top.
No, okay. Look at you.
The shake. let's take a quick break because Wiggins America, or some version, some iteration of it, when we come back, hey, this is the day. Get on the YouTube with us, because here's the YouTube poll. Who's this Roe v. Wade ruling going to help in the midterms? Is it going to help the Republicans, or is it going to help the Democrats? I want to know what you think about that. We'll give the results at 2:45, along with a little Annie, Are You Okay segment, as Trisha joins us in the studio. It's a great day, folks, and you're here with us, and we are here with you, and Steak and Shake is here.
It's a good day.
It's a great day, and we're so happy to share it with you. We'll be back with more Wiggins in a minute.
It's good to be alive right about now.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
The Mark Reardon Show. I've never had my big noggin on a billboard ever before, which I think I'm thankful for.
It's very odd. In fact, my son gets texts every day from his friends. Very funny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Make your day even better by reaching out to Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. Why? Because when you work with Stewie, he is going to set you up in a financial situation that is greatly improved over your current one. And if he can't, he's not going to mess with your time. He's going to tell you that. He's going to be honest with you. When you use the bagel loan with Stewart's American Mortgage, you can do the mortgage refinance on your house, pull some of that high equity that you have in your home and use it to pay off high interest credit card debt. That interest continues to go up and up, and you need to make sure that you're not paying more money for that than you absolutely have to. Take care of it. You have it at your fingertips, and Stewie can get you access to that money in your house with a bagel loan. That means you'll pay nothing in fees that every other lender who can offer you the same rates or whatever, they can't handle that. They can't do that because that's not how their business is set up. Stewie's entire business is set up around making sure that you can get that refinance or home purchase done with a bagel loan, which means no fees that other lenders out there will charge you for. And he will compete and beat your locked-in rate. 314-324-4440. Call or text 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan. NMLS number 226715.
This is Mike Carter. It's ridiculous the United States had to use the military to airlift in baby formula from overseas, or that our car plants like GM and Wentzville and Toyota and Lincoln County have to slow production for microchips to come from China. I'm Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate, and I'm ready to help bring manufacturing jobs home. We need to encourage critical products to be manufactured here in the United States and bring those jobs to Missouri. Bringing manufacturing back home reduces transportation costs, supply chain problems, and reduces the risk of China being able to use that dependence as a weapon. We also need to do a better job of promoting all our state has to offer. Let's help our businesses and industries to expand, make it easy for new business startups, and help our tremendous agricultural industry with better farm-to-market, roads, bridges, and inland port facilities. As your state senator, I'll launch a Make It in Missouri initiative because America can't continue to rely on China. Go to MikeCarter.com or MakeItInMissouri.com. Paid for by Team Mike Carter Treasurer.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all of the options available, you need a partner to maximize your investment. The rising prices on vinyl siding has made Hardie Siding a great alternative. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April.
But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to lance.drurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with a new HVAC system and see if you qualify for 0% financing and $100 to $900 in utility rebates. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Back in the car and back on the road. We're with you. Dependable traffic with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
Girl, please excuse me if I'm coming too strong.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's a great day to be alive, folks, and we are happy to be here with you today as the Supreme Court has issued its ruling on the Dobbs case, and Roe v. Wade has been overturned. That means that the laws on this now return to the states. Overturning Roe v. Wade does not mean that abortion is illegal in the United States. It means simply that it is up to the states to decide what their laws are going to be. The state of Missouri has a 6-week ban in place that says that it's basically the heartbeat bill, because you can see and hear the baby's heartbeat at 6 weeks. And that's what Missouri has done. And Illinois' measure on this issue has said that they want to be the most sought after destination for abortion in the country. They want people to fly and flee to Illinois in order to get their abortions. Is it like a Wiggins America intro kind of day? Are we scrapping all that, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, you can play it. I don't necessarily have like my crazy thing of the day.
You gotta talk to her. You gotta
go. Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
let's do it. Why not?
Thanks, Hannah.
My Wiggins America is talking about these things, but they play into the YouTube live poll about who this is going to benefit, because we're talking about November still a little bit.
On the Annie Frey YouTube channel, you can vote. Who do you believe will benefit from the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court today? Will it help Republicans or help Democrats?
So what you were just talking to Robert Cahaly. Am I pronouncing his name right?
Did.
I always want to say
Cahaly.
Yeah. And I always want to say Trafalgar instead of Trafalgar.
It's a good thing I interviewed him and not you.
I know, because I always read it.
You're so caught up in it that you're telling us how you would do it wrong.
So he just mentioned, though, because I was kind of in and out, and I'm talking to people out here. What did he just say about Tammy Duckworth?
She's not safe.
I can't believe that, because that's not even a race that's been on any. If I click right now, the top Senate races on Real Clear Politics national website, Illinois is not even on the drop-down menu. So if he's saying that about Illinois, that not only says a lot about Illinois, that says a lot about the rest of the country.
Peggy Hubbard is the person who is the candidate who has topped his polling, and you can see that at the TrafalgarGroup.org. But I will definitely tell you, there has not been a huge vested interest in Southern Illinois and voters' interest down here on who should vote for Senate. I bet you if you went and asked 100 voters in Illinois who name a candidate for Senate in Illinois, they would not be able to name one.
I know Peggy Hubbard's name just because we're around everything.
She's a mover and a shaker. She's out there. She talks to people. We haven't had her on the show, but we haven't. I think we had. I don't know that I had any Senate candidates specifically request to be on the show. I got asked to participate in an event for one of the candidates, but I was not trying to engage in the primary supporting somebody when I didn't have somebody specific to support. And I haven't picked anybody yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, that race is not really on many people's radar. And just looking at his poll, Peggy Hubbard is the top candidate right now. And then Kathy Salvi. And then I've actually heard of Bobby Pitton or Piton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right because I read everything. Undecided, though, for Illinois Senate race has to be everybody, because it's basically 50% of everybody, even who took the poll, said, I don't know. So that is really up in the air. And, any little thing will probably make a big difference.
Haley said that Dick Durbin is much more secure in Illinois, and he doesn't believe Tammy Duckworth has that support.
Wow. Well, that's great news. I'm really glad to hear that, because I really respect him, first of all.
Mhm.
I mean, his polls are very accurate. He had a rough Georgia this year, or they had a rough Georgia, but for the most part, they are one of the most accurate. They got Herschel Walker dead on, but some of those other races they were a little bit off on. But the fact that he's even saying it's in the conversation is just such a shock.
I asked him, I go, is it possible that J.B. Pritzker could be vulnerable in November? And he was like, yes.
Was he like, duh, Annie? Like, of course?
He sounded confident. It was absolutely not like, well, if a few things continue to not go J.B. Pritzker's way. No, he's vulnerable.
That speaks so much to the national temperature. That speaks so much to what this November is going to look like. Because as much as I want to see
more positive news today,
as much as I want to see
Steak and Shake's about to be in here,
Illinois go red, and I mean, wouldn't that be crazy to see a Republican majority somehow?
I don't
want to talk about that.
I don't even need to know. Like, Missouri, you super majority Republicans, you have
the luxury
so
of
much.
Infighting.
I'm so, I'll say it, jealous.
It's pretty great, Annie.
Yeah, it's all because of you, Hannah. It's so incredible to see the dichotomy of two locations that are like, don't call me Sarah Palin. I can see Illinois from this office.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in the parking garage, it's right there. And it is an entirely different existence.
Mm-hmm.
And Illinois has a super majority of Democrats in the Senate, a super majority of Democrats in the House, and J.B. Pritzker is the governor. Missouri, the exact opposite, with a Republican governor, Republican supermajorities. And it just shows there's so much evidence right here. We're all Midwestern. We're basically the same people, save Cook County.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to have what Missouri has in Illinois in order to drastically improve the existence of Illinois taxpayers. Drastically. Day one stuff. And we're here so you're saying there's a chance. Okay.
As much as abortion is obviously top story of the day, and it affects the outcome of November, I don't know that that's going to be the deciding factor for Illinois voters for governor, because we've just gone through 2 years of COVID, and I still think that is sitting in the back of people's mouths, and people are going, that changed the way I'm looking at things, partially. And then the economy, when you got the three of the biggest companies of Illinois moving out of Illinois in the last month.
Ken Griffin is one of the biggest donors he's the biggest donor in the state of Illinois to Republican campaigns and policies. He's taking Citadel, his business, to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Florida, but it's Miami, Florida. Miami has got to feel like freedom incarnate compared to Cook County, Illinois.
Yeah.
This is the same time that Boeing has moved its headquarters and Caterpillar has moved its headquarters. And, maybe not on the grand scheme of those gigantic businesses, but there are families moving their headquarters out of Illinois to places like St. Charles, Missouri, all the time. Because J.B. Pritzker and the mess that the Democrats have made of the state, insufferable. And it's not required. You can just move.
Yeah. Especially here. You don't have to move far.
Yeah. Your life can say the same. Hey, Steak and Shake, you ready for this?
Steak and Shake? All right.
Brian is going to come in. He's our friend who we made through Steak and Shake. He's got food, and we are going to talk about his story in a minute. Don't go away.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code MONEY.
This is Mike Carter. Everyday hardworking Missourians suffer from out-of-control inflation lately. We feel it at the gas pump, often spending an extra $50 or $100 to drive to work. If you've tried to buy a used car or a pickup truck recently, you discovered they are in short supply and you'll end up paying a lot more. Young couples looking to buy a starter home find themselves having to bid above the asking price to have a chance to get their first home. Just feeding your family is harder with grocery bills up almost a third. I'm Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate in the 10th District. As a husband and a father, I know what it takes to provide for your family, working long hours only to see the extra money you made from a raise disappear from inflation. The last thing Missouri families need are higher taxes. You've had to tighten your belt, and state government needs to do the same. As your state senator, I'll make sure you get to keep more of your hard-earned dollars. Go to MikeCarter.com for more information, paid for by Team Mike Carter, Mike Carter Treasurer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
This is a Fox News alert. An end to Roe v. Wade. I'm Rich Dennison. The Supreme Court, led by its conservative majority, has overturned the landmark 1973 ruling that legalized abortion across the country.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
President Biden from the White House says Congress must act to make reproductive rights secure at a federal level.
State laws banning abortion are automatically taking effect today, jeopardizing the health of millions of women, some without exception.
More than a dozen states now or are working to ban or criminalize abortion now that Roe v. Wade's been overturned. Meantime, some governors say they will work to ensure women's reproductive rights are protected in their states by enacting new legislation. Reaction from supporters and opponents of abortion has been swift.
Pro-life advocates outside the Supreme Court following the decision that overturned Roe versus Wade rejoiced, saying their work begins now.
We put this nation back together again. We transform our culture into one that respects every human life.
Nearby, abortion rights supporters also made their feelings clear, repeating one word.
To describe the overturn of Roe. That word is illegitimate.
Following the court's ruling, Missouri became the first state to enact an outright ban on abortion.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The House a short time ago giving final approval today to a bipartisan gun violence bill. The Senate approved the measure last night with 15 Republicans joining Democrats in backing passage. The measure enhances background checks for younger gun buyers, expands mental health services, and provides funding for states to enact red flag laws. America's listening to Fox News.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
That summer feel makes a slow comeback on this Friday afternoon. Partly sunny skies with an increase in humidity, 90 to 95 degrees for the high. Most of the afternoon we're hanging around 90. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, quite humid. Upper 80s this evening, 73 for the low. Saturday, summertime, partly sunny, hot and humid, maybe a spot storm, 100. Sunday, though, partly sunny, cooler and less humid, 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show.
Richard Irvin, mayor of Aurora, Illinois, and he would love to take J.B. Pritzker's spot in 2016's presidential election. Who did you support?
Listen, I am Republican. In general elections, I always vote for Republicans.
Did you vote for Trump in 2016 or 2020? It's a pretty yes or no question.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a Republican. I always vote Republican in general elections.
So you voted for Trump?
I always vote Republican in general elections. That's it.
Okay.
Weekdays from noon to 3 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Springtime in St. Louis, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor, Mr. Rob Miller from Harvesttown Auto Body in St. Peters did. He called Rhino Shield. Rob, what was the thought process for going with Rhino Shield as a business owner?
My family's business is over 10,000 square feet, and it did not have the curb appeal I wanted.
Rob, tell everyone how the experience was with Rhino Shield from start to finish.
The process that I liked was when you came out, you gave me all of these options that would fit my building. Our building was really faded. I don't want to have to paint my building again. 25 years is a long time to not have to worry about the outside maintenance of your building as far as paint. That's a no-brainer. That's why Rhino Shield worked for me.
Are your neighbors jealous?
I would be if I was them.
Thanks, Rob. Now it's time to call 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Genius.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Mark Cox from my trusted friend and realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's the agent I've been recommending for years now. Take my recommendation and call her, because if you're planning to sell your home in this crazy seller's market, you don't want to leave a single dollar on the table. You're going to love working with Gloria, and here's why. She'll guarantee to sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Guaranteed in writing. Her secret, well, she already has the buyers. Thousands of them looking for homes in your price range in your neighborhood. Lawrence and Shelby sold their St. Louis home in just 3 days at $17,000 over asking price with multiple offers. That's when their previous agent had produced 0 results. They chose Gloria. You can too. Call her today at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
Did you know there's a Space Channel?
One of the most exciting projects in the solar system.
Space Channel's got movies, original series, news, music, and so much more.
We have come to visit you in peace. Now we're getting to what they call the moment of truth.
Download the Space Channel app on your connected TVs and mobile devices. Just go to the App Store and search Space Channel. Do it now. It's free.
Space Channel. Front row seat to the final frontier.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Well, happy Friday. It's 1:08. We are glad you're here with us. Of course, this feels like the 2 o'clock hour because we actually started the Annie Frey Show today at 11 a.m. to engage in some breaking news coverage as the Supreme Court released their ruling on the Dobbs case. And Roe v. Wade has been overturned. If you missed any of that on the Odyssey app, you can rewind and start at 11 a.m. when we began coverage. And we got to this point in time. And I have to say, we were all pretty hungry. Is that a fair statement?
So hungry.
It's been a longer than usual day. So yes,
it has been. And we have our very good new friend in the studio with us, Brian Light, who is with Steak and Shake. And Brian's here because we kind of dogged on Steak and Shake, and he effectively, how effectively put us in our place?
Well, we didn't know he was listening. And so we were, I would say, speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
And part of it,
heart, but ignorance.
Part of it is that everybody, and as I said to Brian at the break, I'm like, look, everybody's a fan of Steak and Shake. Everybody wants their local Steak and Shake to succeed because everybody likes the food. But I've had troubles personally with my local one. The drive-through was taking too dang long.
That was the comment.
That was the comment. Yeah.
The slowest drive-through that exists is Steak and Shake. But we were all really sad about it because the food is legit worth waiting for.
Yeah, you weigh whether, okay, am I going to do this or not? Am I going to do this because I know it's going to be a commitment? And sometimes you choose to, sometimes you don't, based on how much time you got.
So we're talking about this, among other naturally dumb things, the conversation. And I get a message from Brian, and Brian is in studio with us right now. I don't feel threatened at all because he brought us food.
Yeah, peace offering.
Brian, you heard us talking about it. I mean, you are high up in management with Steak and Shake in Arnold and Festus. And apparently we have some listeners who are in that area. And you reached out to me and you said, no, listen, I got something to say about this. So you're sitting there and you hear us talking about Steak and Shake. Did you feel attacked by Ryan Wiggins?
Well, yeah, it's like Ryan said earlier. It's my baby.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I've done since I was 16 years old. And so,
You're from here? You're from here?
I started at Festus in 2003.
Okay, awesome.
I left in 2008. But even still, my kids' mom went on to run Arnold. So she was the very first franchise owner in Arnold. And so everything's been tested out of her store. It's just been an amazing experience, and it was very difficult. I mean, it's the reason that
there was real emotion in his message.
Right.
I felt it.
And that stems from the reason my children have the toughest decision they've really had to make in life is whether or not they're going to wear Nikes or Pumas. And so, that livelihood, right, exactly. And that livelihood felt like it was being attacked.
Yeah. So
certainly.
So, the reputation in the St. Louis area, we've had a lot of Steak and Shakes close. A lot of people are really sad to lose their neighborhood Steak and Shake. But there are other ones, we were talking about this before, people, and I've had messages from people saying they kept thinking, oh, I hope ours doesn't go away. And everybody was kind of holding their breath to wait and make sure that their Steak and Shake was still going to be around. You hear us talking and criticizing the drive-through time, and you told me from speaker to, what was the phrase you used?
From speaker to leaving.
Speaker to leaving.
Yeah.
You guys turn around at how fast?
3:50 is our current. I mean, we ran
that's 3
yesterday.
minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Not how we were. Yeah.
3 hours and 50 minutes. Yeah.
No, I mean, because the clock,
stand
does every store have the clock?
Yes.
When you pull up to the window?
Yeah.
I've always appreciated that. And I always thought, man, they're kind of hurting themselves because I can see exactly how long this is taking. But you're saying that when you pull up to your window, the average person's seeing under 4 minutes.
Correct. And
that's way better than.
That's better than everywhere.
That's better than all of them.
That's better. That is not good for Steak and Shake. That's good for anywhere.
That's good.
And as a mom trying to feed my 4 hungry kids, if I can get in and get out, I'm going there.
In 4 minutes?
It would. I live in Illinois. It might be faster to go to the Festus or Arnold Steak and Shake through the 3 minute and 50-second drive
It's actually true.
than half of the places in Illinois right now. You
So,
guys can come on next week.
Let me
if
ask
we
you
can fix
this.
that problem.
Just because everybody's seen and everybody's kind of like had rumors, nobody knows exactly what's going on with Steak and Shake, but everybody knew like, okay, this is a sort of local company. And you guys are way outside of that now. But I mean, everybody knows that there's kind of a local tie with Steak and Shake. And so everybody has kind of a fondness for the brand and the food.
Of course.
But then we've seen the billboards up that say, hey, you want to own a store? And everybody's talking like, well, what's going on? So explain that to the average person who's just driven by and seen, okay, there's a billboard saying you want to be a franchisee. Why?
So, I mean, it's our biggest push right now is basically give everybody the chance to live the American dream. We just want to improve lives. So we're just offering the chance for not only, an individual to live the American dream, but to make a positive impact on their community and, just finally actually feel like there's an end game in restaurants that's worth it, something that to actually work for.
So, Brian, I want to talk to you more. Let's get back to the story here with the show. And you heard us talking, criticizing this. And the thing, the drive-through specifically, the thing that I noticed in the message, which you're not the only person who's ever criticized me in a message before. I do read all of them. I get back to most of them. Some of them I don't. But you had real emotion and passion in the fact that you are aware of what you're up against and you're trying really hard. And to hear criticism being blanketly thrown out there, it didn't acknowledge the effort that Steak and Shake is making right now to improve upon it. And you wanted me to know about that.
Right. Yeah. So we're really streamlining our business. It doesn't make sense to make a turkey club that only 2% of our clients even participate in. And then make the other 98% that are there for a great steak burger wait that extra 15 minutes while we make these this huge menu that we once had. So we've really done our best to streamline that and focus on our people. So we've increased their pay by 300% from when I started in 2003. So it's huge. I mean, we started anywhere between 14 and 16, which people can actually make their monthly bills now. It's the biggest thing. Our focus is improving our people's lives. And so when we do that, when we give to them and we make them our focus, they make our customers our focus. It's not our fault that this is happening. There's the managers. It's our people. Our people have just been amazing.
And it's a lost art to provide customer service. And it's also a lost art a lot of times to see companies who treat their people that way.
I agree.
Everything's bottom line. But unfortunately, we've lost, here we are in 97.1 FM Talk. This is something we talk about in some capacity almost every single day, that the bottom line can still benefit when you go about it the right way. It can actually all be congruent in a success story. So I read your admonishment on the air, and I wanted to make sure people knew, and I kind of put you on the spot in a way, and I said, well, Brian says that Festus and Arnold isn't like this. I have not been to Festus and Arnold. You people go check and see if the Festus and Arnold Steak and Shake holds up to the frustration that Brian has communicated to me. And you followed up with me later and said that apparently there was a person or two who took my challenge and visited the store.
Oh my, a person or two is a small number compared to what actually happened. I mean, at least once a shift now, we're having the managers come back and tell us that I've had 3 or 4 different families come in and tell me. I mean,
that's so cool.
Then think about the ones that are actually like writing in. So that's maybe 1 in 9 of people that are actually making comments. At least that's the statistic. Is that 1 in 9 people actually go out of their way to come in and make a comment about what happened.
So for every person who comes in, and what are they saying to you when they come in?
So I mean,
He's got one.
I've got one from Crystal. It says that we were going to go to Culver's, but we just heard you on the radio and we decided to go, come here instead. I've had regulars that were like, hey, I was on my way elsewhere. I always come here anyway, but that caused me to come in again. I had that family. It was a big family that had
It wasn't mine.
They swore off. They swore off Steak and Shake forever. Like, I will never go back under any circumstances. And just the conversations we were having here changed that. They gave us a chance, and we capitalized.
That's the way it's supposed to work, though, right? Because what do Americans not love more than a redemptive story? When you know that you have Steak and Shake's product has always been quality. It is time tested. It's something I remember sharing with my grandma when she was aging in Fairview Heights. I would take her to Sam's Club. I don't know why my grandma needed to go to Sam's Club and buy in bulk for 2 people, but that's what she wanted to do. And
she paid for the membership. She was going to use it, darn
and
it.
then I was getting like economy-sized toilet paper for the rest of time. Maybe the toilet paper shortage was actually grandma and me in 2002. Regardless, it was after we got done, we would go to Steak and Shake. And I mean, like, that's the thing I love about franchises is that the Steak and Shake I was sitting in, if I go sit in another one, I always think about my grandma. And that is a family thing. And going there and having that experience and, you know, hearing and feeling the diner style feel, there's something so classically Americana paired with fantastic food that when you have a dip in service, if that does, like that family was speaking to you, pulls you away from something, there's got to be a trigger in there that brings those people back. And I have to say, like, it was not my intention
but thank you
to have you in here and doing this 2 weeks down the road. But I love that story. Even like change the details to another business in St. Louis that is out there right now that is working their butts off because you're putting in the time and the effort and you need another chance. And people are extremely happy to know that, especially once they went, because I've had these same messages to my social media. Thank you for talking about this. We went and it was even better than you said it was going to be.
Well, yeah, I can't thank you enough. I mean, definitely radio advertising works. It has
and
been
that's why we had him in.
Is it?
Clip that, Hannah.
Dream
Say
come
that.
true.
Clip that off, please.
Has been a dream come true. I mean, we just did 35% more yesterday than we did last year, and even through the heat wave, we were hitting 53% on that Thursday after that first mention on Wednesday. Well, first mention we won't talk about. Second mention on Wednesday.
It was the catalyst, though, folks.
Yeah. So then the very next day we were up 53%. And so we were doing
good, right?
weekend. We were doing weekend numbers.
I would have said 50, but
yeah, I know.
I said 53. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the best I've ever done by myself. Well, I'm not by myself. I've always got to give credit to the team. But on any other restaurant that I have managed was a steady 18 to 25. So just to see, really, I mean, Butch Nelson is a legend at this. He's been doing it since he was 16. He started at the Festus location in 91 or 94, somewhere in there. Sorry to age you, Butch.
I have a message here from Mike, and he says, Annie, ask him how in the world he finds good employees.
Well, you got to take good care of them. But the most important thing that I do, I'm running 45-minute to an hour interviews because that's the time that you create crystal clear expectations. I make sure that that employee knows that I'm interviewing to say what I want out of an associate, but it's also I'm interviewing with them to let them know what I do at my, at this environment. Like, what environment do you want to see and would you be willing to work for? And then I do my best to create that.
Steve says Festus Steak and Shake inside dining is fabulous. And Officer Gary says Steak and Shake should start selling Annie fries.
Good one,
Could
Gary.
you change the spelling of your last name to do that?
So that right there
Yeah, I don't
is
care.
amazing.
I'm married into it.
Right.
Do they all have to change it or just me?
Right.
This is what?
That is amazing. So that's an article less than a month ago. We're 28 days away from that. We gave this elderly couple such great service. They actually went and wrote a letter to the editor.
Good manners still on the menu. The other day, my wife and I had a very refreshing experience when we chose to dine at the Steak and Shake in Festus. And there's like a whole article here. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm so happy to share this story is because it's about succeeding, in my opinion, when you do it the right way.
Right.
And that is not the current climate that we're in.
We've said it before. Average goes a long way right now. Above average, people are thrilled. I mean, people will do what they're doing. I mean, they're coming just to see you just because they're like, oh my gosh, somebody's doing this well. Somebody cares. I'm going there.
Right. Well, I mean, we got to uphold that standard of exceptional results at all times. And one of the hardest things that I'm finding, I'm sure everyone out there that's employing people will agree with, is that it's hard holding people accountable right now, especially with so many options on, we pay them well, but if we hold them accountable in the wrong way, or even on the other side of that, we fail to hold them accountable. The other team members that see, hey, he got to come in late for the last 5 days and you didn't do anything about it, we'll lose the great people for the ones that we're not holding accountable. But then if we are holding people accountable and we're not doing it the right way, we're losing them that way too. So I think it really makes us really stick to a rigid environment that everybody can know what to expect. The expectations are crystal clear.
The last thing I'm going to say here, Brian Light in studio with us is a high-level management with Steak and Shake here locally in Festus and in Arnold, these specific ones. One comment about you, Brian, is that I can tell you take complete pride in your job. And that is so important for anybody to be able to take pride in what they do, because it makes going to work worth doing for you. If it's if it's not paying off for you, if you don't have passion for what you're doing, you need to do something else.
Yep.
And I see it radiating from you, Brian, that you care about what you do. You care about who you're working with. You said that the kitchen right now has the radio on in the background. Hello, kitchen. You did a great job here on our food. It was hot and absolutely delicious.
It was Crystal's store.
Crystal's, okay. Well,
Arnold cooked it because they're closer than Festus.
We appreciate it. It was delicious. But the second thing is a set of questions for you. If somebody is listening right now and they want to be able to work in an environment like you're explaining and enjoy their job and enjoy serving good people, and they're good people there because they listen to the station and this show. So I already know that you're going to have a pleasant experience. What do they need to do to get connected with Steak and Shake to help make the success story even bigger? And then the second question is, are they looking to have new franchisees or people to have new stores, or is it still in a consolidation?
We are absolutely looking for more people that want to live out the American dream. So absolutely. The best way is to join our team is going to be to text Shake 0167 to 85,000. That will send you the application back on your phone. So you don't even have
Ryan,
to come
can
into
you
the
spell
store.
Shake for us?
Can you say that one more time so I can?
Say it real slow, Brian.
I've been having a bad time on the show.
Hey, this is crazy. Brian. We have Brad, Ryan, and Brian, which Brian is the Brad and Ryan
It's our
couple name.
Right. Yeah, I say that all the time. I listen to you guys all the time.
You did not say that at the same time.
It was in unison. It's our couple
We just took
name.
a selfie together with our Steak and Shake straws.
And kissy faces.
Yeah.
Check out the Annie Fry Show Instagram page to see that.
I'm not.
Oh, it's a good picture.
No, it's not.
So the text Shake to, what was it again?
It's Shake 0167 to 85,000.
Okay.
You can also find us on Indeed.
And that's to work.
Right.
And if people are interested in franchises, is that something that's open?
It is open. I'm ill prepared.
No, if you don't know the answer to that, that's fine.
I know that I just reach out to Crystal for everything that has to do with that sort of
What
thing.
you do is you go buy
Arnold.
a steak burger in the Arnold or the Festus store, and then you see Brian, and then maybe he'll have that answer for you next time.
It's actually posted on our front door.
Okay.
Where you can go. So, I mean, it's not like the information's not right there for me to have, but
that's perfect. Well, we, Brian, are very grateful for this opportunity. It is a real happy story for me because we got to talk about something that was a real part of our lives. I mean, our experience in the Steak and Shake drive-through, personally, not at your stores, is a real experience.
Right.
Is a real understanding. But the truth is I haven't given it a shot lately.
Right.
So maybe it's worth making another attempt. And if you are in the Festus or the Arnold area, please visit the Steak and Shake folks there, and please continue to inundate them with "Hi from the Annie Fry Show" because we love that, and we love you, Brian. We love Steak and Shake. I mean, your food. What did you get? What'd you get, Ryan?
I got the garlic burger and birthday cake shake.
How was they?
I am halfway through, and I am waiting for this segment to be done.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Brad?
I had the Frisco burger combo and a vanilla shake. The shake is delicious. I'm still working on that. Everything else is gone.
And it was delicious.
It was
as well.
amazing.
He scarfed that
It was
down.
gone.
Hannah?
I got a cheeseburger and a chocolate shake and fries and I'm waiting for this segment to be over as well so I can eat it.
I asked Brian when I was ordering, because like the Slim 180 thing that I've been doing, there's not really a lot of carbs involved in that. And by not a lot, I mean none. So I asked him, I was like, can I do like just a double cheeseburger with no bun? He's like, people do that all the time. You said people do that with lettuce?
Yeah,
Extra
we
lettuce?
lettuce wrap them.
Lettuce,
so.
that's perfect. And I had it and it's gone and it was delicious. And I am having, don't tell Trish at Slim 180, I said this is the first ice cream / dessert that I've had in like 30 plus days. 36 days, I think.
Did you not eat your own child's birthday cake? You didn't, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I froze it.
That's an honor.
I put some in. Yeah. Yeah. I should be singing happy birthday or something. I put the cake in the freezer and said, I'll eat it when the time is right to eat it. But this, I am not waiting for.
Yeah. This is a bigger deal.
This is
than
a
your
bigger deal than
child's
Molly.
birthday.
Yeah. Molly doesn't even know. She's just one. Brian
funny.
knows. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's been a real honor to have you in here. And for folks who are interested, it is the Steak and Shake in Festus and Arnold. None of this is compensated for. This was very organic.
Yeah.
He did bring us food in to thank us for the bump that he got in some traffic there, but really all born out of some criticism that he didn't want to stand by and just let sit. And I'm so happy that we had that conversation. Brian, thank you. Such a pleasure.
Likewise.
All right. We will follow up on this as you continue to flood their restaurant. And we're going to commence with a little more Annie Frey show, of course, up until 3 p.m. when the Mark Reardon show takes over. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Here is never second best. Go on, unfold your menu, take a glance, and then you'll be our guest. We our guest, be our guest. Beef ragout, cheese soufflé, pie and pudding on flambe. We'll prepare and serve with flair a culinary cabaret.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Scared, but the banquet's all
The big Illinois primary is Tuesday, where the Republican candidate for governor will be decided.
Day one.
Decision 2022. Coverage sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes on 97.1 FM Talk.
At Diamonds Direct right now, there's nothing standing in your way of owning the piece of jewelry you've been dreaming of. No down payment and no finance charges for 5 whole years on any purchase. Take the amazing Diamonds Direct price you're used to, divide by 60, and that's your payment. It's a smart way to buy. Keep your money in your pocket and still add that amazing ring, band, or bracelet to your collection. Even the upgrade you've been wanting. 5 years, 0 interest on any purchase. Only at Diamonds Direct. Get all the details at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
Since electricity is so dangerous to work with, you need to leave it to the professionals. And the professionals at Reinhold Electric can handle any job you have, whether it's something you think, oh, it's just a small job, or it's a big industrial or commercial job. Reinhold Electric does it all. You see their trucks all over town all the time. When you need an electrician, call on Reinhold Electric at 314-631-1158 or find them online at reinholdelectric.com. Tell them Bo Matthews sent you to Reinhold Electric.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MONEY for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code MONEY.
Parents, remember this website. Write it down, make a plan to visit. www.showmeschooloptions.org. Have you always wanted to send your child to private school? If they attend a public school district, or if they're coming in or just out of kindergarten, now may be your chance to receive up to $6,375 per child per year to apply towards private school tuition for this fall. But time is running out. The next school year is around the corner. Go to www.showmeschooloptions.org to learn more about about Missouri's Scholars Program. It's new, it's free, it's a chance to invest in your child's future. The Missouri Scholars Program can be used for private school, homeschool, tutoring, therapy, and more. There's nothing more important you can do for your child's future this summer. Go to www.showmeschooloptions.org now. There could be $6,375 just waiting to be claimed. Tell your friends too. www.showmeschooloptions.org. Sign up and see. It's free. And who doesn't like free right about now?
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Small businesses are the backbone of America. Yet when it comes to workers' comp insurance, you rarely get the savings you deserve. That's because insurance companies tend to lump you in with other businesses, and you could get overcharged. At Pi Insurance, we're on a mission to change that. With Pi, you get a quote specific to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. If you like savings, take 3 minutes to see how much you could save at trypi.com. Pi makes workers' comp insurance as easy as pie, with friendly representatives just a call away. No wonder customers rate our service excellent on Trustpilot. You work hard to build your business and keep your employees safe. You deserve more from your workers' comp provider. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote today at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. You know, I got to say, that was like a real pleasure to have Brian in here. I said this to him on the air, but to you guys, now that he's not in here and he can't respond, doesn't that dude love his job?
He does. That's great.
Managing at the top level these two Steak and Shake restaurants, like, he is passionate about what he's doing, and it is incredibly refreshing to see.
Yeah. Plus, it's got a soundtrack. He's been doing it since he's 16. That's why I asked if he was from the area, because he grew up here, started working at a Steak and Shake when he got his license, probably, and has been there ever since. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. So let's talk real quick about the Supreme Court ruling, because that is obviously the news of the day, the news of the week, potentially the news of the year. Who knows? That the Supreme Court has ruled on the Dobbs case and has overturned Roe v. Wade. I started the show. We did an hour early on the show here to do breaking news coverage of this at 11 a.m. And it's been nonstop since then. I want to give Ryan you a chance to just kind of react to it and talk about it. And
well, I've been looking at statistics, because things are going to shift now. There's going to be a lot of changes in the trajectory of the way abortion is handled. I really want to find, I haven't found this yet, and I don't know if it's because they just don't know, or I just haven't stumbled across it yet. Are we going to see a baby boom in the United States? I mean, really? Are we going to see more babies born in 2022 than we would have in 2021 and beyond now? I don't know the answer to that question, but I really would like to. Politically speaking, I heard Fox News say at the top of the hour there that Missouri is actually the first state to ban abortion.
it's not really, but that's not actually true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more nuance to it than
Well,
just
it's important nuance, because it's not actually true to say that Missouri has banned abortion. They have a 6-week heartbeat bill ban.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of states who have restricted / banned abortions, I think pretty much today, like when the law
Do you have the
was
details?
put into effect. I have the map of the states.
Yeah, tell us what they are.
It's kind of what you would expect. So it's Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Wyoming, both Dakotas, Oklahoma.
Which are these?
These are the states that have restricted / banned abortions. Texas, of course, most of the South, so Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, Kentucky, and Indiana. That is your states that already have trigger laws in effect.
List the ones that surround Illinois.
So Missouri, Kentucky, Indiana, those states, people will be going to Illinois to get abortions now. Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan doesn't quite touch Illinois, and Ohio around us. Those are all states that are to be determined. They're kind of talking about it right now. Other states that include in the kind of TBD category would be Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia, which oddly has been trending blue, but right now has Republican governors and leaderships and legislature. So we'll see what happens in Virginia.
State politics have never been more important.
Exactly. Montana and Nebraska and Kansas are all states that are looking at what should we do in response to this. And so the states around Illinois, most of them are either already in effect or they're looking at it. The one that's not is Minnesota. So Minnesota still has permitted abortion in that state.
Incredibly not shocking. Listen to ABC's David Muir here talking about this.
You know, it's interesting, Terry, because initially in this opinion that had been leaked, Justice Alito had written previously that we cannot allow our decisions to be affected by any extraneous influences, such as concern about the public's reaction to our work, talking about any reaction actually to that leak or what could happen if this ruling came down. And it would seem in delivering the same opinion today that that's exactly what they've done here. They've ignored any potential public reaction to this.
So I think that it's interesting to look at the initial leak and what was put out. It sounds like they're pretty similar, that there's really not much obvious that has changed among that. And, you know, there's an incredible public pressure campaign that was put out to try to sway any of these justices from sticking with the opinion that had been leaked way too early. There's no possible way that a Supreme Court justice can do what they're doing and have some people throw a fit about it and go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm scared, I'll change my mind. You don't get that far.
Right.
On either side.
In fact, it looks like it went the other way, where John Roberts joined the majority. Now, he wrote a concurrent opinion that was a little bit like, I don't know, I think we could have done this differently, but he still joined the majority. So
Shannon Bream talks about the Justice Roberts.
We'll look at the chief's concurrence, too, to see what his language on this is. We never thought he was part of the majority, those 5 votes to put this together, but it'll be interesting exactly to see what he says on this. But with that opinion from Justice Alito, we'll see how closely this tracks with the draft, but the bottom line doesn't change. Roe and Casey have been overruled.
And what his eventual, that didn't really say anything other than that he was going to release that. What it ended up saying was that he agreed with the Mississippi law, and he agreed that, I think he basically said he agreed with the judgment. He just didn't want it to go as far as the full overturning of Roe v. Wade. Justice Roberts is famously known for very much so being as narrow as humanly possible on his rulings. And so this is pretty much the way that he got to weigh in and not change the course of the actual decision. Let's take a quick break, Hannah. When we come back, we'll get to our thoughts real quick around the table on the YouTube live chat poll, which is it going to help or hurt? Or is it going to hurt? No, I don't have it written in front of me. Is it going to help Democrats or is it going to help the GOP? The overturning of Roe v. Wade. If you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, we've got quite a few people there who are watching. Make sure that you get your vote in. You can comment as to why you believe it's going to help the political party that you believe it's going to help. And we're going to have some fun in the 2:00 hour as well. Ryan, you've created a game.
yes, and I am 90% done with it.
90?
I feel pretty good about it.
Oh my gosh. Guys, you know what people ask me all the time? They say, is Ryan Wiggins really like that?
The answer is no.
The answer
off air.
It's worse.
The answer is not no. This is real, folks. I wish it were different. 90% done is, if anything, it's probably actually 85. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I've never had my big noggin on a billboard ever before, which I think I'm thankful for.
It's very odd. In fact, my son gets texts every day from his friends. Very funny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Michael's Flooring Outlet, online at igotfloored.com. Oh, man. You go to Michael's Flooring Outlet. They have 3 locations in the St. Louis area, and you work with people to get the perfect flooring choice for your home that are experts when it comes to flooring. These are people who know exactly how to answer all of your specific questions and anticipate potential needs or wants that you might have regarding your flooring choice, that people who don't make this their absolute living 40 hours a week, they're not necessarily going to be able to do that for you. These are flooring experts. And when you are thinking about putting carpet in your house, what about some, hypoallergenic carpeting from Mohawk that can help make sure that your existence and your enjoyment of said carpeting in your house isn't going to cause you an allergy bomb every day? They can connect you with the things that you need with the best customer sales staff in town. Not to mention the fact the quality and the value cannot be beat together. If you are looking to replace flooring or to install flooring in your residence or in your commercial place of business, please reach out to my friends at Michael's Flooring Outlet, online at igotfloored.com.
Updating your home with James Hardie siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free no-obligation consultation today. SidingExpress.com.
This is a paid announcement for Kevin C. Shepard for the United States Senate. In 2018, the federal government spent $4.1 trillion, the states $1.5 trillion, and the counties $1.7 trillion, for a total of $7.3 trillion and 38% taxation. Almost $4 trillion was spent to do one thing: educate and keep children out of poverty with a gazillion taxes and programs. One simple text to the Social Security system, which already exists, would provide $24,000 per child for 72 million children for only $1.78 trillion, not $4 trillion, which is wheelbarrows of cash for the tax collectors and program profiteers. Make America great again by making American families great again. Discover how much your child is worth. The double lawyer political elitist class have. Vote for Kevin C. Shepard for senator for all Americans, the children of the Republican, Independent, and Democrat voters. Discover how much your child is really worth.
This ad paid for by Kevin C. Shepard for Missouri Senate.
This Independence Day, the Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular is back in Boston. Presented by Bloomberg and Eaton Vance. Join conductor Keith Lockhart with special appearances by Shaka Khan, Javier Colon, and Heather Headley. Watch and listen Monday, July 4th, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Bloomberg Television, Bloomberg Radio, Bloomberg.com, Bloomberg Quick Take, and the Bloomberg Business app.
We're all on this planet together. So join Odyssey and find your one thing. Don't buy plastic toys for your pet. Instead, look for natural materials like cotton, rope, wood, or bamboo. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
5-minute cash offer on your house. Hello, this is Chad Clayman with ClaymanGroup.com. KLAMEN Group.com. 314-946-9999. Local and family owned. We're going to buy your property direct in as-is condition. And we just rolled out the instant cash offer where you'll get an offer on your house in 5 minutes or less when you reach out to us. Find us online at ClaymanGroup.com for an instant cash offer now. KLAMEN Group.com. 946-9999. 314-946 all nines.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org, and for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
Bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Did you guys see my shirt today?
I did.
Did you
I
see
noticed it.
I
I
love
couldn't see what
it.
the whole thing said, though.
It says escape to Florida.
Oh, the DeSantis
2024.
2024.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so folks, I've exposed myself
Be careful.
Don't clip that. That's why I'm glad the music was still playing in the background. It's not clean. I exposed myself. I'm taking my family on a has been long planned trip to Disney World next week. I know how many of you feel about that. You have a right to feel that way. I will be in Disney World next week. But I said every year before, or every time we go to Disney World, I always make a t-shirt purchase or two before I go to see if there's something fun that I can wear out there. And I wanted to wear some tank tops because it's Florida hot, which is basically take the worst hot, humid St. Louis days. That's what it is down there. People will be like, oh, why are you going to Florida in the hot, humid summer? You're not going to be able to stand it. I'm like, I am from St. Louis. We do this on a regular basis.
Yes.
And generally, I haven't done it yet. I'll do that on the break. I will compare the forecast for St. Louis to the forecast for Florida. And at least 50% of the time that I've gone to Florida, it's worse here.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But normally I'll go buy a few t-shirts. And this time I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not buying any Disney t-shirts. I bought DeSantis t-shirts, tank tops.
Because America.
Because America. Yes. And so this one says, Escape to Florida, DeSantis 2024. I have, in the past few years that we've gone to Disney, there are Trump shirts everywhere, regardless of what Trump is or isn't doing at the time. There is evidence daily. You will see at least one person who's wearing some sort of Trump gear.
Well, that's because Florida is MAGA country. Like, it's Trump
no, that's
country.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that's my bad. Sorry, I forgot. Chicago.
Especially if you didn't hear the 1225 interview with Robert C. Cahaley in the Trafalgar Group, who said not only is J.B. Pritzker vulnerable, but Tammy Duckworth's Senate seat is in play.
Wow.
Yes.
I missed
so
that
maybe
part.
Cook County is MAGA country, and who knew?
Well, it wasn't whenever Jussie went through his thing.
There will be nobody more surprised by that element than Jussie Smollett.
Oh my gosh. It'd be like, oh, what did I do?
So my adventure into the Disney parks, I have several shirts that I bought that are going to be very pro-America, and specifically because I'm in Florida, pro-DeSantis. And I can't wait to see what the reaction I get from people is.
I can't wait to hear about you.
I'm going to make a prediction. It's going to be more high fives than it is dirty looks. So, and I'm going to say at a ratio of probably 65 to 35% high fives to dirty looks.
That's a cute shirt. I'd wear that.
Yeah. And it's a tank top, which I feel comfortable wearing. Now post Slim 180. I just ate a steak burger.
I don't know how comfortable.
And had an ice cream shake. Oh, it's going to get worse next week. That's part of my plan with Slim. I said, because I started in mid-May, it was like a 30-day HCG plan. I said, I want to feel good being me, being with my kids at Disney, not worrying about what I look like, being comfortable and confident myself. Forget about the number. That's what I'm going for. And I absolutely achieved that. And I said, but I'm going to probably gain some weight in Disney. And when I come back, I'm going to shift the plan I was on to something that's a little more like lifestyle maintenance.
Sustainable.
And get back on track. Yeah. So it's part of the plan, which is one of the things I love about Slim, which is I can go and be honest with them and say, this is happening. This is a part of my life. Help me plan with my life in mind. And Trish was fantastic. So myslim180.com if you're interested.
Have you started packing for your trip yet?
No, there's no time. There's no time. Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
So Saturday? So yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Did you guys know Donald Trump is coming to Meldon, Illinois tomorrow?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
We're going.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be there. I got contacted that this was happening a little while ago, and we applied for the media credentials, but we were basically, we're going to be able to go. We're going to be able to cover the event to some extent. Everything is kind of happening on a very organic basis, but Donald Trump is coming to Illinois. To talk to Illinoisans.
And we're going to be there.
And we've got Hannah coming to support me with everything social media. And Brad's going to come and help me and try to see if we can stream things.
Try to stream things.
We don't know what we're going to fully be able to do, but I'm going to try to have as much access to give to you that I possibly can. And it's tomorrow evening. So Trump rally in Meldon, Illinois, and I'm super stoked.
Oh, I don't think you're as stoked as I am.
I don't think you guys are as stoked as I am.
I've never been to one of these things.
Neither
before.
I.
That would be awesome to go to, And I hear that it's like a whole thing and a whole event. But I think the last time he was this close was Granite City, right?
Well, he was that wasn't a rally.
Okay.
I wouldn't have called that a rally. He was coming to Granite City because they were having to fire up another furnace or whatever
Yeah, they
it
were
is
starting new furnaces.
at Granite City, which they had to shut down. My recollection is under the Obama administration, they had pulled back on a lot of that, and Donald Trump came to Granite City Seal and said, "No, let's rock and roll, let's get this going," and beloved by the people. I've told this story before, but I was there covering it in the media with Media Row behind him, and it was so interesting to see how the union workers who were there, who weren't being interviewed nationally or anything like that, but they were people who were off that day or took off that day so that they could be there. And I would ask one after the other, do you support this president? And the answer was, I love this president. And I would say, what is it about the president that you really love? And they just said that he's fighting for us. And I would say, that's kind of in conflict with union level political expectations. That seems, would you be willing to talk with me on camera? No, not happening. So it was a matter of seeing these people and talking to person after person after person, knowing that this is a huge, important part of their lives, and people wouldn't feel comfortable talking about their support for Donald Trump in front of other people.
That's a shame, though. Isn't that a shame?
July 26, 2018. So he was the president of the United States when that happened. It is a shame.
Like, people should, you should be able to, and I feel like this happens more for people on the right than it does on the left. You should be able to support your candidate without fear of physical retribution or retribution of any way. You can have conversations, you can have debates, and that's the way things should be in the United States. But you shouldn't have to fear for well, you did this and the official union line is this, so we're going to bust you down. You're not going to get that next promotion. Or, in the worst extreme case scenarios, you have to duck because somebody's going to take a swing at you because you supported the president at the time.
I said Meldon. It's Mendon, Illinois.
Mendon,
sorry. I thank you, Anita. I did mess that up.
Well, I'm going to do a backflip. I'm so excited. And when Annie texted me that, I was eating dinner with my family at a restaurant, and I actually screamed out loud.
Was it Steak and Shake and Festus?
No, I wish.
This has been tough for me too, because there's a whole bunch of people in my life that I would love to tell about this, and I don't get a chance to tell them about it because you're like, all right, Brad, here's what's going to happen. You can't tell anybody.
We were working on trying to make sure that it got established, and we weren't certain exactly what it is that we were going to have access to do. We're not even still 100% sure. We know that we're in. We know that we have a place to be, and we know in our minds what we want to do, but we don't know how big is that going to be,
right?
Or maybe we just stream the rally, and that would be so fantastic.
That would be super cool.
So yes.
I'm excited about this. I can't really even put into words, which is bad because I'm on the radio. Yeah. Also, I'm going to stream.
Speechless.
I'm going to stream Hannah's backflip for you guys. So.
Yes, fantastic. A backflip after a double cheeseburger and shake. I cannot wait. Fantastic. So tomorrow, I am going to be at the Trump rally in Mendon, Illinois, and Brad and Hannah are going to be there to support me in a way that makes you have access to what we are seeing. And we're going to make a big deal out of it. So please connect. Subscribe to the Annie Frey YouTube channel right now and go vote in that YouTube poll. It's the 2 o'clock hour around the corner.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Lending, short my blues.
NMLS 114937.
There's a big red barn where you say green, Norm's Bargain Barn. Discount windows, doors, and things, Norm's Bargain Barn.
Hi, I'm Norm Wilkie. Come see my new selection of Amish cabinetry made by my good Amish friends at Countrywood Products. We now stock 5 styles of cabinetry for you to choose from.
When you need to save on discount windows, doors, and cabinetry, come to Norm's Bargain Barn with locations in Shiloh and Fenton at the bottom of Gravois Bluffs. Visit normsbargainbarn.com.
That's normsbargainbarn.com.
Air Comfort Service, the people who get you in your comfort zone. If you're ever feeling not like you're in your comfort zone, call Air Comfort Service, and they will make your overheated house nice and cool by checking on your air conditioning unit and making sure that it is, in fact, up to par, that you're not spending extra money working to cool your house without a fully functioning HVAC system. And when you reach out to Air Comfort Service, mention the Annie Frey Show when you do. They're going to come out and they're going to give you top-notch customer service. They'll do that even if you don't mention the Annie Frey Show. But if you do need to replace that air conditioning unit, guess what? They're going to be able to help you with rebates and financing opportunities to make it go a little bit smoother. That's what we did, and I was so glad that I could partner with people who I trusted. You can reach out to them to get an estimate, to have maintenance done, a tune-up at 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. You can find them online at aircomfortservice.com.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Weekday mornings at 9.
See, here's what bothers me, this statement. I was stunned to hear that.
The Brian Kilmeade Show.
What does that have to do with running the country?
Brian Kilmeade on 97.1.
I get it.
FM Talk. The Mark Reardon Show.
I've never had my big noggin on a billboard ever before, which I think I'm thankful for.
It's very odd. In fact, my son gets texts every day from his friends. It's very funny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
This is a Fox News alert. An end to a half-century of legalized abortion. I'm Rich Dennison. The conservative majority of the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark high court decision that legalized abortion in 1973. At the White House this afternoon, President Biden said the decision placed the health and life of women at risk. He said he'll ensure women have the right to travel freely to states where the procedure is still legal.
Many states in this country still recognize a woman's right to choose. So, if a woman lives in a state that restricts abortion, the Supreme Court's decision does not prevent her from traveling from her home state to the state that allows it.
Abortion rights supporters are condemning the decision as cruel and regressive and calling it a dark day in history. Abortion foes are rejoicing and saying it will save countless lives. Party leaders in the House are reacting to today's Supreme Court decision.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the decisions pertaining to a woman's health belong to that woman.
Not some right-wing politicians, Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell, packed the court with.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy led a group of Republicans in praising the court's decision.
Americans celebrate this historic victory because we know it will save the lives of millions of children and it will give families hope.
McCarthy alluded to the coming midterm, saying if he were Speaker, He'd focus on laws to save every life possible.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The House has given final approval to a bipartisan gun reform measure. It enhances background checks for young gun buyers and provides for mental health services and school safety resources. It also provides funds for states to enact red flag laws, allowing the removal of weapons from someone deemed a danger to themselves or others. America's listening to Fox News.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
Air Comfort Service heating and cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
That summer feel makes a slow comeback on this Friday afternoon. Partly sunny skies with an increase in humidity, 90 to 95 degrees for the high. Most of the afternoon we're hanging around 90. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, quite humid. Upper 80s this evening, 73 for the low. Saturday, summertime, partly sunny, hot and humid, maybe a spot storm. 100. Sunday, though, partly sunny, cooler, less humid, 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
97.1 FM Talk.
Geraldo, I hate to interrupt you, but you want me to interrupt you for this. Roe v. Wade has been reversed. It just came across right now. I'm looking at this.
God.
Keep it here.
Erica!
Yeah.
Erica!
So Geraldo's on with me right now, and he's just calling for his wife.
It is a monumental move.
Roe v. Wade overturned.
Keep it here. 97.1 FM Talk.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great, because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
Rich Irvin does not seem to understand how hard the taxpayers work for the money.
That's former Aurora Alderman Rick Lawrence, who wants you to know what he knows about Mayor Richard Irvin. So does real estate developer Dan Heitz, who said Aurora businesses needed Richard Irvin to stand with them against Pritzker's shutdown, but Irvin stood with Pritzker instead, says Heitz.
He followed Pritzker's lead, and he didn't stand up for the people of Aurora. He stood up for big government and big governor.
When Aurora residents needed Richard Irvin to protect them from rioters, Irvin stood with Black Lives Matter, according to Alderman Rick Lawrence.
Our police were told to stand down.
Dan Heitz remembers.
Basically, Richard Irvin dropped the ball. Protesters started rioting and burning. Police just standing there watching.
Richard Irvin stood with a governor who locked down Illinois and rioters who burned down his own city. It's time for Illinois conservatives to stand up and vote no on Richard Irvin.
If anybody confuses Rich Irvin with a conservative, they really didn't do their homework.
Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Have you always dreamed of a lush green lawn? Get that beautiful curb appeal without the hassle by calling Professional Irrigation Systems. They'll install your new automatic lawn sprinkler system and give you a variety of options and warranties. Don't spend half your day lugging a hose around watering your lawn. Let Professional Irrigation Systems do the work for you. They offer spring activations, backflow testing, mid-season tune-ups, and winterization. Call the pros that have been in business for 20 years. Professional Irrigation Systems. Online at proirrigation.com.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Men suffering from ED or PE? Paramount Men's Medical Center is featuring Restore Wave, the latest in non-invasive ED treatment. You'll see results on your first visit or pay nothing. Call 314-720-8093. That's 314-720-8093.
Listen on the Odyssey app and rewind whenever you'd like. Or catch up on entire shows within 24 hours of air. 97.1 FM Talk. Experience the rewind with the Odyssey app.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
It's never been a more appropriate intro for the segment that we're about to do. That means it's 2:08 on Fridays, and we're happy that you're here. And I got to say, before we get into the rest of the shenaniganery that's about to happen here on the Annie Frey Show, a reminder that massive ruling from the United States Supreme Court issued today on the Dobbs case. Roe v. Wade has been overturned. If you've missed any of our coverage on here, the Missouri side, how this affects the Illinois primary race that's right around the corner next week, or Hans von Spakovsky, who reacted to all the constitutional legality behind this, we've covered it all. Just get on the Odyssey app, rewind to the beginning of the show, which today started at 11 a.m. It's all there, or just make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We're going to play a game now, and this is Ryan's brainchild. Hold on tight, folks, and if you want to watch us play, I'm going to watch us play because this has never happened before.
I'm scared.
We never even practiced this.
No, this is the beta version.
In fact, Ryan has been working so moderately hard on this. He said to me 10 minutes ago, I really need an intro song for this game we're going to do.
10 minutes ago.
I kicked him out of the studio,
right.
and we have an intro song
This
now.
is the song.
This has happened.
But I wanted to go with something that was kind of intense. So here's what we have. We have a beat. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Hannah's, okay. That's why this is the beta version. All right. So
Brad, can you help her out and see if
I'll see what I can do.
the game is going to be called X's and O's. It is remarkably similar to Hollywood Squares.
but different because it's got a different name and a different theme song.
That's right.
We think.
We'll see.
It's possible.
So instead of having celebrities like Bruce Valanche and Joan Rivers, our celebrities are one Annie Frey
and
Hannah Gibbs and Brad Range.
Woo!
And our contestants today are D to the C
Meh.
and
Whoa.
Trisha Siekman.
Woo!
So,
and our hype man, Trisha
Siekman.
Siekman. Woo!
So behind the contestants, now I don't know if this is showing up on the cameras, it may be, but knowing that most of you are listening, we'll be explaining this.
Mhm.
But behind D to the C and Trisha right now is a game board. It looks a lot like a tic-tac-toe board, which is why the game is called X's and O's. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means there are 9 total questions. Whoever can get tic-tac-toe first will win the game. So the way that we do this is, and we'll start with D to the C. We'll start with D to the C here.
I also want to encourage you folks, if you want to keep track at home as well, this is super simple. Make a tic-tac-toe board. You can write it anywhere, of course, and just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, across the top, across the middle, across the bottom, and we will tell you who gets each square, and you can keep track on your handmade tic-tac-toe game at home.
That's right. The play-at-home version will go to one of the winners today to take home to their families.
Oh, this could be bad.
Thunderdome
Oh, I
stuff.
think we may have a music bed rolling right now too.
Yeah.
Bring it
If
on,
we would have had
Chuck.
it 20 minutes ago
That
instead
would've
of
been
10,
amazing.
Ryan, maybe we would have
That
been
would've been
prepared.
amazing.
Let's not put this on Hannah.
All right, so there is a question assigned to each one of these squares. So D, you will have to pick any one of those squares behind you to start, as you would strategically with tic-tac-toe. You could start with any one of those and assign one of the celebrities to the question to answer it for you. You will have to either agree or disagree with those celebrities.
So you pick a square and you pick one of us.
That's right. You ready for this, D?
Bring it on, Chuck.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You can call me Chuck. I don't care.
I always
He's
wanted
been
to
called
be on
way
the,
worse in this
I
show.
always wanted to see Chuck Woolery, you know.
Chuck
That's right.
Wiggins.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
legend.
So, which square would you like Mr. D to the C?
Let's pick number 9.
Number
bottom
9.
right.
Number
He's a
9,
gamer.
bottom right. And who would you like to attach to that square?
My friend Annie.
Woo, baby. Yeah, I'm glad. I would have been kind of hurt if I wouldn't have been first. I'm
All
gonna be
right.
honest. I wouldn't have told you that, but I would have just sulked.
So much for Oak Ridge.
Oh, man.
Chopped liver over here.
Oh,
Not feeling
man.
Okay.
I still like you.
So
dude.
you're going to give a question. I have to answer it, and then he has to either agree or disagree.
He will be X's. Trisha will be O's. Number 9, bottom right square.
This music is scaring me.
Exactly.
That's at the point.
In light of abortion now being determined by the states, some companies have come forward and declared that they will cover the travel costs of employees who wish to get abortions. Name one of any of the Fortune 500 companies who plan to do this. Annie Frey.
I'm going to lock in my answer and say Amazon.
Amazon. So, D to the C. Do you believe that she is right? Is Amazon one of those companies that's going to cover the travel costs for employees who want to get abortions in other states? Is she correct or incorrect?
She is
Flourish. Nailed it.
correct.
Say it again.
She is incorrect.
That means that you are, in fact, incorrect.
Ooh.
She is right. Amazon is one of those
All
companies.
right. Sorry, D.
Which means, I always wanted to say this, Circle gets the square.
Hey, Trisha gets number 9 and O and number 9. All right,
Bottom
Trisha.
right corner. All right.
All righty. I am going to go number 7.
Number 7
Square number 7.
is a great choice because you have, in fact, stumbled into sound. That's right.
Who's she picking?
I am going with Hannah.
All right.
Hi, girl.
Time to get
Hannah.
back. D.
I am going to play a quote from the week, but it's been run through artificial intelligence.
Explain to those people who don't know what artificial intelligence
I can
is.
explain what
it's
artificial intelligence
but
looks
it's
like.
not real. It's fake intelligence. So this is a quote from the week. You have to tell me who said this.
Okay.
Here you are.
We have seen gas prices go up by $2 a gallon. One of the reasons we have seen that, is because of Russia's war in Ukraine. And once that happened, once we saw what that impact was going to be, the president took action. He took action. He made a historic choice to tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Okay, the AI did not come through very well on that one.
At all.
But
did you do anything to that sound?
I did. It did not sound as intended.
Did you listen to it after you did it?
However, yes, I did. I think I know what happened.
I think I know what happened.
However,
10 extra minutes.
yeah. However, can you name who that is, even hearing it right? Hannah.
This is really a test. Nancy Pelosi?
Good guess.
Oh.
Nancy Pelosi, is she correct or incorrect?
She is incorrect.
That is correct. She is incorrect. It is the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre.
The robot version.
Well, yeah.
It sounds an awful lot like the human version.
It really did.
Honestly.
It really
Well, that's
did
even
sound a
worse.
lot
I
like
got
it.
it wrong.
No,
That's
okay.
great, Hannah. That's perfect. You did great.
All right, so Circle gets that square as well.
Uh-oh, I think I know where D's going.
All right, I think we know exactly where
For the block.
has
For
to
the
go
block!
for
Yeah.
the block.
I'm going with
Ooh.
8.
Number 8
So we have a circle in 7, a circle in 9, and D to the C is choosing
to go
square 8.
with 8. Who would you like to be your celebrity answer for
I
number
wouldn't
8?
pick me.
No, come on, Oak Ridge.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah?
pick me?
Come on, Oak Ridge.
Okay.
Ooh, wow. Okay, here we go. The Supreme Court overturned a gun law out of New York this week by a margin of 6-3. 6 in favor, 3 in dissent. Who wrote the majority opinion on that case?
I'm gonna say George Washington.
George Washington.
That's a good answer. I like that.
That is a very good
That's
answer.
a strategic answer.
Very good
D,
answer.
maybe you should have picked me earlier.
D,
Do you
was
agree?
it George Washington that wrote the majority
And
opinion?
who cut down the cherry tree?
Do you agree or disagree?
I don't disagree.
I don't want to jump the gun there, but
Is correct.
well done, Hannah. Well done. Throwing a bone to her friend D to C. It's
Very,
good.
very good job. That's how you play the game right there.
Hannah, come on.
Great job. All right, that means it's Trisha's turn, and board's wide open now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with 3.
Good call.
I'm gonna give
Number
it a 3.
3.
And
All right.
That's going to Brad.
That's going to Brad.
All right, number
Brad's in the
3.
game.
You have, in fact, stumbled into sound.
Oh.
What kind of sound?
It is intended to be
Have you listened to it?
AI. AI
entire
reading a
predicate
quote
of this
from
game.
the week. Now, I'm going to play this, and we're going to assume that it is AI and not the actual person reading the quote.
As long as it's not George
Now, when
Washington.
that decision comes down, we're going to see the left lose their mind. We're going to see organized riots. We're going to see organized violence.
Who said that?
Brad.
So I get to answer this question. That is Senator Ted Cruz.
Senator Ted Cruz. Is that correct, Trisha?
Yes.
That's confident.
Wow, that is in fact
I am
correct.
very sure.
I
wasn't sure at
all. Neither was I, Brad, but I trusted your
The
intuition.
original discussion was going to give us a list of like 15 names that it could be that we could pick from.
Okay.
But we don't have that, and that's harder.
Yes.
Like
I
that.
like it like this.
Yes.
That was impressive. That was very
Just
impressive.
be as confident as you can, because that was a complete guess.
All right, D. You got
Good
a
guess, Brad.
choice to make here. What are you going to do?
I think we know what you have to do, but I'm going to allow you to do it. Looking
I
at
know
the
what he
board.
has to do.
Oh, let's go with 5.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. There's 2 options.
Yeah.
We don't know what you have to do.
Trisha was
10 more minutes, Ryan.
Yeah.
10 more minutes.
All right, 5. You have stumbled into sound.
Oh my gosh. That's like the one thing you did for this game. Is find that.
That's pretty,
It's like I'm
proud of that.
90% done. What do you have?
Yeah.
I have the stumbled into sound
Yeah.
sounder.
All I want him to do is pick square 5.
And I
That's
came
all
up with a
need to have
name for
happen.
it, too. All right, number 5.
Did
Here.
you pick a celebrity?
Oh, no. No, who is your celebrity?
Let's go back with Annie.
Yeah, baby.
Annie. All right, here is the quote as read by AI.
I have a good relationship with Ron. I don't know that he wants to run. I have not seen that. You're telling me something I have not seen. So we'll see what happens.
Do you need to hear that again?
Donald Trump.
Donald
Locking it in.
Trump. Donald Trump. Do you think that she is correct or incorrect?
I'm going to say she's correct.
She is, in fact, correct. That
It
is
is?
Donald Trump.
Oh, man, I wasn't
Yes.
sure. I thought it was either
Yeah.
Donald Trump or what's his former advisor who just wrote a book?
Yep. Mhm.
Kellyanne Conway.
I've got literally 100 books of hers in my office sitting under my desk.
That's awesome.
No, here's the actual
I have a
audio.
good relationship with Ron. I don't know that he wants to run. I haven't seen that. You're telling me something that I have not seen. So we'll see what happens.
I got to say right now, I'm just interjecting it because I'm wearing a DeSantis 2024 shirt that I'm going to wear to Disney next week. But Donald Trump blessing the Ron DeSantis run is, in my opinion, unstoppable. But Trump's to have or to give up. I'll ask
Mhm.
him tomorrow, maybe.
All right. Now I do think I know what Trisha's going to pick based on the board, but we'll let her pick.
I don't.
No?
No, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go with number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait, why did I do that? That was dumb.
Well,
She
What
picked
was I
2.
doing?
I don't know. We sticking with 2?
All right, folks, the right answer was 6, and I went 2. Yeah, we're sticking with 2.
Okay.
I was very confident.
Okay.
I'm giving this one to Annie. Please help me out.
Okay.
Annie, this is my last time. I'm off.
Okay, this
is my
is your
third
last
time,
one
so-
then. The Cardinals are
doing?
currently tied for first place with a certain team known as the Brewers.
Oh, man, I thought that was going to be a question.
In large part due to the contributions of one player
Due
who
to
is
the what?
now due to one player.
The contributions
of one player who is in the top 3 in OPS in Major League Baseball. Who is that player?
Little League home run Paul Goldschmidt.
Little League home run.
Didn't he score a Little League home run yesterday?
He did.
Yes, he did. That
Paul
means he ran the
Goldschmidt.
bases while the other team threw the ball around.
Okay.
I feel really good about her answer.
All right. She is, in fact, correct.
Yes, number 2.
Oh, baby. 3 for 3. Basically,
that would have been the win.
Basically,
Yeah, you would have won.
But no, not only that. If you would have gotten it wrong, it would have been the loss.
Oh, right.
And on that
Wow.
cliffhanger, we are going to take a quick break. We will finish this game on the other side of this break. So X's and O's with Ryan, his brainchild, as you can tell, especially from the sound effects. There's like an angry mob of drum beaters standing outside of the studio door right now. They're exhausted. They need a break. Knock it off. This power that you have been given is incredibly limited. I'm going to
Yes,
write
great.
this one
That's
like
the
I'm
whole
a
purpose of the
Chief
game
Justice
show.
Roberts. A very narrow ruling on the Ryan gets to play sound on the actual live air. We'll be back with the culmination and find out who wins the first installment, maybe the last installment of X's and O's on the Andy Frey Show. Don't go away.
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show. Right here, right now. Here's 97.1 insider Jesse Jane Duff.
We have had little or no coverage on the major news networks about the Supreme Court justice who had an assassination attempt against him.
97.1 FM Talk.
The Closet Factory online at closetfactory.com. I love these people. I love them because they're good people first and foremost. And they're part of this Andy Frey Show family. I want you to consider for your needs in your house, things that maybe you want to kind of do a remake of certain areas in your house. I think a lot of the times it comes up when you have somebody maybe in this fall who's going to be moving out of the house. Maybe you're going to become empty nesters. You've got maybe an extra few bedrooms in your house and you don't need all the extra bedrooms. Transform one of those rooms into a study, an exercise room, an entertainment space, a crafting space, whatever it is that is to your specific needs. And when the Closet Factory comes in and gives you a customized, organizing solution, you can see the difference in your home space so incredibly quickly. They have beautiful finishes, awesome color choices that you can choose from, and absolutely functional answers to storage problems or just disorganization, or maybe you just don't even know where to start because you haven't actually gone down the road of what you want to have planned next. They can help you from start to finish, and you'll love working with the Closet Factory. The Frey family absolutely loves what they've done in our house, and I can't wait to hear what they do in yours. 314-961-4300. You can find them online at closetfactory.com.
A bad team facing a good team is never completely out of it.
Nick Costos, co-host of You Better You Bet, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern on the BetQL network.
There's 162 games in the season. The best teams are going to lose 60 plus times, and the worst teams are going to win 60 plus times. Each night is its own individual entity. That's what makes betting on the baseball regular season so much fun.
All the insight you need to bet smarter is at BetQL.com. And listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costos and Ken Barkley, streaming weekdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern on Odyssey.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow, and hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes, and find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
There are a lot of smart business people out there making smart decisions by getting Rhino Shield. The latest one, the Central Illinois Care Services they have decided to go with Rhino Shield on the outside of their building so they won't have to worry about maintenance from now on. The list is long. Joe's Tire out in Sullivan, Stonehill Wineries in Herman. They've all got Rhino Shield on their buildings. You can have it on your business or your house. Just call 877-25-RHINO. Let Darren come out and give you a free estimate as to what it would cost to get this great product on your home. 25-year transferable warranty, 100% waterproof, 8 to 10 times thicker than paint. And as a satisfied customer, 15 years in, I can tell you it looks as good as the day they put it on. You're going to love Rhino Shield. Call them right now. Tell them you heard about it on the Mark Cox Morning Show. Again, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Did you know there's a Space Channel?
One of the most exciting projects in the solar system.
Space Channel's got movies, original series, news, music, and so much more.
We have come to visit you in peace. Now we're getting to what they call the moment of truth.
Download the Space Channel app on your connected TVs and mobile devices. Just go to the App Store and search Space Channel. Do it now. It's free.
Space Channel. Front row seat to the final frontier.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
SherryKilling.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We are playing X's and O's, which is a game that Ryan made up, and it's going average.
Yeah, which is really great.
I'm pretty impressed.
Like we said before, average is great now.
No, that's what you said.
No.
there's,
I was setting
That's not
expectations.
what we said.
You didn't need to set them. Trisha had an opportunity to go for the win, but she wanted to be super stealth and sneaky and not.
I really wanted to keep playing.
She's been aggressively angry about it the entire break. She's like, why was I doing that? She just hit her paper with her pen, and she's feeling a type of way. And we're here to see if Dee wants to try to, I guess you can't win. Yes.
Yeah, there's no winning on this one.
Ooh, if it's a Cats game, I don't wonder.
No, he could still win. She's got to get one right.
Yeah.
So let's wait and see here what Dee wants to do, and let's get the music back up just so everybody knows how intense this really is.
It's very intense. A lot on the line, as you know.
All right, take it away.
All right, D to the C. It is your turn to play X's and O's. Which square would you like? There's only 3 open right now.
Let's go with number 1.
Number 1.
Square number 1.
Wow. Okay, number 1, a bold choice. You have indeed stumbled into sound.
Of course.
And that sound that you have stumbled into, we got to know who your celebrity pick is first.
Can't be me. I'm done.
Okay, it's going to be either Brad or Hannah.
Brad.
Oh, Brad.
All right.
Okay, Brad, here is your sound.
We're in the process of making up my mind. Okay. Prepared to sign it, and I'm ready to go.
That is Joe Biden saying, quote of the week, we're in the process of making up my mind. He's talking about a foreign policy issue. Which country is he referring to in that clip?
So I don't have to guess who said that.
You do not.
I was like, you messed up on the AI again.
No.
All right, D.
He probably did, and he just changed the question.
D.
You'll never know, will you?
No, I believe you.
He is talking about tariffs for France.
Tariffs for France. D, is Brad correct or incorrect?
The drummers really go.
See?
It's so intense.
Stuck on music. Yeah. Yeah. He's incorrect.
Incorrect.
Incorrect is in fact correct, which means you get the square. Number 1.
Nice.
All right, let's examine the board.
Oh.
So this is going to be whoever gets the most squares. You're going to be the winner.
It
Well,
looks
I've got
like
an option here, don't I?
you still do have an option. Actually,
that's true.
D technically does have an option across the board too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it looks
she
like,
loses.
It looks like we do have a key square here, being number 6.
Wait, no. You don't know what she wants to pick.
I have no idea.
I'm thinking she might want to go 4.
You're right.
She might go 4 again.
You're right. We don't know.
I'm leaning towards 4, but I think I'm going to go 6 this time.
I mean, that is how you would win. So It's up to
like
you, though.
last time when she didn't pick it.
All right, who is your
incorrect?
This is a really tough room.
Who is your celebrity that you would like to answer your question?
Hannah again.
Hannah.
Hannah, number 6. A new study in the Journal of Obesity determined which decade of your life the average person gains the most weight. Which decade do people gain the most weight? So are you talking about the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? That was fast.
I'm going to say 40s.
40s. Ooh. It's a good guess.
Wow.
Is she right or is she wrong, Trisha?
Is it like percentage? Because I would say
Think?
first year.
Jeez.
For the first decade.
The zeros. I think she's right. That would be my guess, too.
Man, that's a good guess. However, it is incorrect.
Oh,
It is, in fact,
to D to the C.
What is
Brad.
it is the 20s.
Yeah.
The 20s.
Yeah, sorry,
Really,
Hannah.
just all
you
you?
20. You got it coming. You don't even know.
As I'm sipping on this steak and shake milkshake.
Yeah, looking like $1 million. Don't even worry about it.
Dang.
All right, there is one square left. D to the C. Which square would you like?
4?
4 is a great one.
4?
Hey, it's up to you. You win, you win. You lose. Trisha wins.
You lose.
All right, here we go. For the whole board. This week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Ben Stiller.
Do I choose a celebrity first?
Brad's the only one
Oh,
left.
I'm sorry.
That's it.
Well,
Oh,
yes, it is Brad.
Okay.
Okay. Zelensky met with Ben Stiller this week because why not?
It's a bunch of crap.
Ben Stiller is famous for many roles, including his model Derek Zoolander. Name one of Zoolander's patented model face poses.
Blue steel.
Blue steel. Blue steel for the win. D to the C. Is blue steel one of Zoolander's patented looks?
Well, considering I don't know who Zoolander is,
Ooh, that adds an element to this.
he looked a little confident. I'm gonna say he's correct.
You are correct. And the winner of the game, a true tic-tac-toe, right across the middle of the board. You've done it.
Hold on, let me help you.
Liam, you'll make this happen.
Yeah.
D to the C, the inaugural
The winner.
X's and O's winner.
Good game,
Trisha
sir.
with the
Good game.
really devastating misstep right there in the bottom of the six.
Yeah, that was
stings.
a rough one.
That Those stings a little. 20s, man.
That was a rough one. Although I
This
will
isn't your
say,
fault, Hannah. This isn't your fault.
if you had one, though, I would have wasted about half of the work I had done on those questions. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man, guys, that's a good game. Good job. If you guys like X's and O's, you need to go onto the Andy Frey YouTube channel right now. Leave your comments, and basically you can thumbs up the video, and you give us your review and whether or not we should ever do this again. I'll put it in your hands, but you got to tell us on the YouTube live. Is that fair, Brad? You're monitoring over there.
I'm monitoring.
You, as the executive producer
Brendan, you're not.
of the show, Ryan, take his thing down.
It's your
over.
YouTube page.
It's over. You can't put that up.
Obviously.
That's the point.
You said that not once,
Ryan,
not twice.
Ryan,
Yeah.
it's not obvious.
Yeah.
Because
It
we've
is to
gone
me
over
now.
this. We've gone over.
I might have to turn some knobs over on that
Oh,
board and
my
make it not
goodness
possible
gracious.
for Ryan to play his own sound.
Executive producer Brad Range is going to monitor the YouTube comments, the Andy Frey YouTube channel, and you tell us if you'd like us to play it again. Plus, we would like to switch up sometimes the contestants and maybe get some new faces in here as well. But Trish and D, you guys are welcome back anytime. You did great.
Thank you.
Excellent
you.
job, you two.
Thank you.
After this is over, Hannah, can we get some post-game interviews for
Trish,
the
want a
Facebook
rematch?
page and the Instagram
Yes.
page and see how they felt?
Yes.
Okay.
I think a rematch is in order.
Okay.
Thank you, D.
All right.
Yes.
It's up to the people. They have to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
This is like wrestling now. We don't care.
That's also true. I'm in the we in that sentence. We'll make it happen. All right. So the Andy Frey YouTube live chat poll, if you go to the YouTube page right now, is the Supreme Court ruling going to help Democrats or is it going to help Republicans? Go and vote in that poll right now. Hannah's going to have those results on the other side. And an Annie, are you okay segment from Trisha in the next segment too, as we wrap it up. And then I'm going to take a week off of vacation with my family, and great fill-in hosts next week. John Hancock, Ryan Wiggins, going to have all the Illinois primary results for you and encouragement to go vote. And so all that's next week. But one more segment here with me before I head on down south. So stick around. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Manifest destiny. Back in the days, we wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day, we wanted everything. Mama
The Mark Cox Morning Show. In other news, brought to you by Scott.
Hey, Sue, you wanted to rename this segment. What do you think it should be called?
The facts about the stuff and the things. That's the first
Done. Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
So I want to talk to you about Slim 180 and how Slim 180 has helped me. Of course, I was just talking to you a little bit earlier about how I have been able to lose 22 pounds with Slim 180 and to partner with them in order to make sure that they can get the word out to you that it's not just about the number on the scale. And it wasn't just about the number on the scale for me either. And I'm not actually quite to the number that in my head I would like to get to, but it's about lifestyle. It's about the way I feel about myself. It's about my mental health. And it's also about my ability to have energy and to feel good running around chasing my kids in the hot summer. And I have gotten to that point, and I'm really, really proud of myself, but I want to share that with you as well. So if you reach out to Slim 180, ask him, say, what did Annie do? Tell me about that program. Maybe that's not the program for you, but you're in luck because they have other programs that can be catered exactly to your needs. That's the thing about Slim 180. They will help you lose weight. They've helped me lose weight post-baby, post-COVID, and I'm happy where I am. And I'm going back to them when I get back from my vacation to get even more success. To save 35% off, reach out to Slim 180, mention the Annie Frey Show, and you'll save 35% on the program that you elect to do. You can find all the details online at myslim180.com.
I'm Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group. I'm proud to say we are a family business. Through innovative financial tools, my nephew Bob and I are committed to making sure your retirement nest egg is kept safe from market declines. As a matter of fact, we have never lost a dime of our clients' money, and we won't lose any of yours either.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, and the secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. As we look ahead at the likelihood of increasing volatility in the market, it's important that you protect your nest egg from market losses, as that's the engine that drives your retirement income.
Our family would like to help your family retire comfortably and keep your retirement safe and secure. Call us now for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of my second edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 36 years. Call us now, 314-993-9494, or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
When did elections become a game? Like hide and seek for grown-ups. Tricky grown-ups. Look at Rodney Davis. Do you ever hear Davis talk about his votes to send your tax dollars to Planned Parenthood? True. Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood. 4 times. 4 times Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood, the biggest abortion provider in the country. You won't find that on his campaign website. See? Hide and seek. There's more. Davis once bragged, quote, I can't wait to work with Nancy Pelosi. And then Davis voted with Pelosi 1,077 times. Rodney Davis. You know his game. Davis talks like a Republican here and votes like a Democrat in Washington. Paid for by Conservative Outsider PAC, copac.us, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Conservative Outsider PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
I love my floors.
We hear it all the time at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Our vast selection includes floor and wall products unavailable elsewhere.
And our design staff makes it easy to find the right colors, styles, and products to fit your budget.
Step into summer with Shaw Floors and save up to $500.
Shop the finest collection of Shaw Floors, hardwood, carpet, and luxury plank.
And get the finest installation by our 100 employee master craftsmen.
Love your floors and experience more at Ambassador
Midwest Floor.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
up-to-the-minute traffic reports so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Some say don't give up and hope that your good is good enough. Head down, keep on working. If you can.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
It's the least that you can do, but don't buy what they're selling. Couldn't be further from the truth. What if I would want to tell you that the fight's already been won?
Amen to that. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being here with us today. We are so grateful. Every time you give us an opportunity to share some of your precious time, we are thankful for that because we do know that you do have a choice. And when you choose to be with us, we like to honor that. So thank you for being here. A reminder, you can stream on the Odyssey app all day, every day. Continued coverage on the release of the Supreme Court decision that rules over Roe v. Wade has been overturned. That is going to continue on through 97.1's entire broadcast day. So you're going to want to stay right here for the Mark Reardon Show coming up next to hear any further reaction that takes place to that. And a reminder on that Odyssey app, rewind all the way to the beginning of the show, which was at 11 a.m. today, an extra bonus hour of the Annie Frey Show to do live breaking coverage. As this ruling was released and reacted to, we've had that full coverage here. And that's why we want to make sure that you have all those ways to connect with us so you don't have to miss a thing. So we do on Fridays have two things that we do in this last segment. The first one is the poll. The second one is the Annie, Are You Okay segment hosted by Trisha. Let's do the poll first. Hannah, are you ready for that?
Yes, let me get these results really quick.
Okay, so if you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, you'll see on the top of the live chat portion, when we are live each day, that you can vote in a poll. And you don't have to say anything. It doesn't track anything about you. Just votes. You just vote. But you can also comment as well. And today's poll, Hannah?
All right, the poll question today is, how will the overturning of Roe v. Wade affect the 2022 midterm elections? With 168 votes, 56% of the people said it will help the GOP, and 44% of the people said it will help Democrats.
So not a huge wave blocker for the Democrats.
Nope.
Brad, what do you think?
I have gone back and forth on this, but I'm going to say it's going to bump and boost the Democrats a little bit. But my vote would be it would help the Democrats.
Okay.
My gut says Democrats, but
I just wanted to say my gut twice.
Yeah, my gut. But the data seems to suggest that it either is going to be a slight rightward tilt in help or nothing. So I almost want to go down the middle. But if I go with my gut, I'm going to say it helps Democrats.
Trisha, do you have any thoughts?
Same.
Helps Democrats?
Yeah. Slightly.
The only way that it helps Democrats is it gets people to turn out that weren't going to turn out before because they're so dejected by everything else. This will, in my opinion, this will be made into the biggest campaign issue for Democrats. They're going to make sure that this is front and center every time. When I was voting in the 2016 election and it was Hillary Clinton versus 50 different Republicans who wanted to run for president, Donald Trump was not near the top of my list of all of the people who were in that primary. But as he beat one person after the next, I started to understand what he was doing, and it was still very new for me and what I was covering. But watching Donald Trump get in to office and govern in a way that was more conservative than anything I've ever seen in my lifetime, still doing it the Trumpian way. I mean, it was just really eye-opening to me to see what somebody can do if they get the opportunity to get in there and get some stuff done. I think that Republicans still, I don't think that Republicans can be more motivated than they are right now.
Right.
I don't think that there's like ceiling. We're at the ceiling of interest in making sure that something changes. And there is nothing that is existing in the world right now that to me is going to change any of that. So if the Democrats are a little bit more motivated to try to stop, the really sensationalized things that the people like Nancy Pelosi are trying to say amidst all this is going to happen in America, maybe the Democrat interest does pop up a little bit. I don't think it's enough to help the Democrats, though. And I think that the Republicans who before today were hyper motivated to vote and to be active, that ceiling has been reached today where you've maxed out every single angle of Republican that could be interested in making a change in November. So I think at the end that it does maximize Republicans' benefit.
You bring up an interesting point, and that's that are the people who would be motivated by this decision, were those people already going to be Democrats who were voting anyway? Because is this really turning out people who were among that kind of low motivation, low turnout group? Or are these already the people that were showing up? Because that could be the case where you really don't see a net increase at all.
I think it'll depend on the messaging for the Democrats. If it drowns out the $6 gasoline, or if it drowns out the inability to, have a job that you want and like, or service that you want and like, or access products that you need, baby formula that you need, or the next version of baby formula. I've heard people say that insulin could become hard to come by. I mean, these are like crazy things.
Right.
And you've got war taking place in part of the world. So many different areas are a huge mess right now. And I honestly don't know, outside of the people who are super politically in tune already and would have already been motivated to vote against pro-life legislation or, candidates. Those people were probably showing up to vote anyway. They already get the importance of it.
Not to mention that we've still got July, August, September, October, November.
So much time.
That's a long time for people to see how this plays out, which is that in a lot of areas, it's really not going to look that different. In some areas it will, but in some it won't. And some of those deep blue areas, they're not really going to see much of a difference.
I mean, the messaging's kind of already started, right? With now what about gay marriage? And what about X, Y, and Z? Like, we're already seeing some of that messaging. I think that could be pretty powerful for the left. And they'll use it.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you want to read a couple comments before we get to Annie? Are you okay here?
Yep. Let's see here. I'm so glad we had a lot of votes on.
How many
the
votes did
poll.
you say we had?
Well, now it's up to 174.
Great.
Which is great.
That's a big one.
Doug from YouTube says the decision will help Republicans because it will expose just how radical the pro-choice side is about abortion. America First on YouTube says, I voted GOP, but I don't think it'll have much of an effect. $5 gas and inflation will be what drives people to vote. Let's see.
Yeah, I wonder how many people would have voted for no effect, because I think that's possible too, that it ends up being kind of right down the middle.
Gary from YouTube says, I think overturning Roe v. Wade will help the midterms because this momentum will have a positive effect for the right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting sentiment. And I think that we're going to have so many things on our plate. It's going to be a big plate. It is a big plate. 137 days today to the midterm. And a reminder that the primary for Illinois is Tuesday. We'll have coverage for that on this show next week with Ryan and the other guest hosts that are in. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. If you didn't hear the Robert C. Cahaley, Trafalgar Group interview that we did at 12:25, made some pretty gigantic statements there. First and foremost, that J.B. Pritzker is vulnerable. And he just added, without me asking, Tammy Duckworth is as well in the Senate. That blows my mind. So I'm going to lean into that quite a bit. A reminder that tomorrow we will be, I'm going to be attending the Trump event in Mendon, Illinois. I'm very excited for it. I've got social media help on hand with Hannah and streaming help on hand with Brad. And we don't know all the access we're going to get, but we think we're going to get some access to some pretty cool stuff. So I want to make sure that you have subscribed to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and the Annie Frey Show Facebook page and Twitter at Annie Frey Show, because we're going to be putting out everything we possibly can. And of course, Hannah's going to kill me if I don't tell you to subscribe to or whatever you do. Follow the Instagram account.
Instagram.
The Annie Frey Show.
The Annie Frey Show. So
Yes.
excited. You'll see some great content there tomorrow.
We think. If not, then it'll just be selfies.
It'll be the selfie of Brad and Ryan that I just posted. And
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Make sure you guys take extra chargers too.
Yes.
And batteries. Do you remember that when we got to see Trump in Granite City?
There was a ton of drain.
Yes. Well, I was like standing there with my arms in the air, live streaming that thing
We're like-
midstream, and it's like,
Yeah, there it goes. All right, well, let's get to it. To wrap up the show, Annie, are you okay?
And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
let's do it. Okay, I've got really nothing super positive here, so I'm just going to preface it with that. It's going to be a little bit antithetical to the rest of the day, but The first story, bus driver says he didn't know his gummy snacks included THC.
Brian?
That happens.
Right. So hear me out. A commercial bus driver in Connecticut has been charged with 38 counts of reckless endangerment after blacking out behind the steering wheel while snacking on gummies he said he didn't know were infused with THC. The bus company manager is standing up for the driver, saying he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, but he does have a sweet tooth and likes candy.
This sounds like me.
The man speaks Chinese, so he may not have been able to read the packaging.
I could totally see that being, I mean, terrible, tragic situation.
Right. So, Annie, are you okay with infusing THC in things traditionally marketed to children and Ryan Wiggins?
I think that I need to know like where it was sold and where he purchased it.
Yeah,
because if you
the story didn't go into that.
You know, Red Hot Riplets, have you seen that? They have put out a product that's going to have THC infused in it.
What?
Yes.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Hannah just
I'm gonna have to
ran
be
out the
careful
door.
now.
What's that about?
No.
Hannah,
come back here. You're not done yet.
10 more minutes.
Hannah,
Is it 3?
get back in here. Yeah.
How spicy are they?
If it's legal and it's being sold in a place that is legal to sell THC products, I don't know why there's a problem with that. If you're selling it at the 7-Eleven so you can get that in your sody pop, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, seems risky.
I mean, you can't get cigarettes without asking somebody. So I can't imagine. Where was the story?
It was in Connecticut. My only assumption is either they were gifted or he
Have you ever
found
tried to
them.
spell Connecticut? It's a
No,
mess.
never.
Connecticut.
Yeah, what's that about? So many C's. Who allowed that? Where's the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
So
They're free
you're
now.
okay with weed candy as long as it's safe?
Yes.
There would be no better way to prank me than somebody leave a bowl of those out because you know I'm grabbing a couple on my way by.
This is the most
Just set it
not.
out there,
This is the most obvious ask in the world. You know, if somebody wanted to,
No.
If somebody really wanted to play a
If
joke
I
on
walk
me,
in here on Monday and there just happens to be some, I guess I'll take
I'm
some.
just saying I really identify with the bus driver is all.
He's like, ooh, double-decker fudge rounds and gummy candy.
and gummy candy. It's like a
Somebody
leaf
just left
hanging
these
out
out.
of the oatmeal pie. And he's like, I don't know. This is like salad.
Wait a minute, there's a syringe sticking out of this oatmeal pie.
I mean, if it, like I said, if it's legal, then
Grape.
sell them where they belong. But if you have this stuff, you have to be responsible with it. And then people are like, oh yeah, be responsible with your pot food. And then I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Okay, thumbs up. Carry on.
She's okay with it then.
Yeah. I feel bad for that bus driver.
I know. It's a bummer.
I almost said dust driver. No, I did.
I feel bad for the Dust Brothers.
All right. Alexa could soon mimic voices, even those of your dead relatives.
Ryan did the story yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Are you
I
okay with
did.
it?
No.
No,
Okay.
we were all not okay with it.
It's incredibly creepy. Like I'll say this point again, and you should finish the story because somebody else might not have heard it.
Okay, Alexa is learning a new skill imitating real human voices. And when it was rolled out at a Las Vegas conference, the demonstration included a child saying, Alexa, can grandma finish reading me Wizard of Oz? It only takes a minute to capture the voice, basically. And yeah, it's the whole.
It's crazy. And I think that in that would creep me out so much. And I said yesterday, I'll repeat this again, or whenever you do that story, we need to learn to let go of certain things and remember things and not prolong and pretend that things that aren't real are real. So
I
I'm not
agree.
okay with it.
And also, if you're going to market something, why choose the creepiest way possible to market that thing?
Right, like a
lady.
Mhm. Yeah.
like a celebrity could be in your house, or your
anything.
best friend could be reading.
They chose your dead grandma.
Here's what I want to have happen. I want you to record. It says it needs 60 seconds. I need you to record 60 seconds, Ryan, of talking
Okay.
so that people can use your voice.
Never talked for 60 seconds before. It's going to be hard.
I know. I try really hard.
They don't listen tomorrow
Let-
morning from 6 to 8.
Or if not, don't listen to Wiggins America from 6 to 8 on Saturdays. Or what, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yeah, next week.
Ryan said Wednesday, he goes, they told me they could literally find nobody else to do Friday. His words.
Trisha can confirm.
That's accurate.
Yeah, that's true.
Like go through the list in your head, and all of them said no.
They said no.
Except for Ryan.
And I was like, hi.
Ryan will do a great job.
Ryan's like, I'm here, guys.
I also told them that I might on the live stream during my Disney trip just pop on only in video.
I did hear that from like the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Or something and try to mess Ryan up on the air.
Love it.
He said he won't be able to
I won't recover from it.
Recover from it.
No. In that meeting, by the way, about Friday, I wasn't even in it. They were just talking about it, and I popped up from behind a chair and went, "Hey, lady!"
You're so weird.
What?
What?
Whatever.
But that's how I got the job.
Yeah.
And I'll tell that story again next week.
Everybody's still too uncomfortable to be like, why are you here? You're doing a great job.
He was listening.
Okay. You got another one?
Yeah, I mean, the price of chocolate's going up. A gas station's cutting
You know what the
prices
news story would be? That it was not going up.
Nope.
Yeah, right.
It's going up by quite a bit.
Is there anything that's gotten to be less?
Oh gosh, not offhand. I can't think of it, but it seems like I did stumble across a random story like that.
It's like,
and it was like, oh wow, something.
Let's go buy
didn't
a ton
increase.
of it.
I don't even think it went down.
Yeah, crazy. Well, tomorrow, I'm bringing Hannah and Brad to the Trump event in Mendon, Illinois, and he's going to be talking Illinois politics in Illinois. It's like right across the river from Iowa. Ohio? No, that's not right.
No.
From Iowa, and we're going to do the best we can to cover it. We're going to share YouTube on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. Facebook, Twitter, all of it, and we're going to do our best. Instagram, yes, Hannah, I'm there. I got you. You guys, I'll see you when I get back from vacation. Ryan, be good.
Have fun.
All right.
Diabetic neuropathy, cold feet, resting leg pain, foot wounds that don't heal. These are classic signs of peripheral artery disease